Vibe blowing at the J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slap. Everything I do is got the Benz jumping at the bay. Vibe blowing at my J, got the loud jumping at the pay. Everything I'm on slap.
Maybe with the Brazilians, this would be the first.
They wild, I think.
I'm innocent.
Bro, you hear that guy?
Better boss up, nigga.
What's going on, everybody? It is Coach Greg Adams back in here with another YouTube live stream. Shout out to the Coach Gang.
And that's you.
For being in here, being involved, and being active on this YouTube channel. And welcome back to the Wake Up Show, part of the Free Agent Lifestyle podcast here on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. You in here with the Bruce Wayne. It is Ish, the King of Kings, the King of Content, and the Speaker of Truth. Yours truly, the Notorious One.
New World Order.
AKA Mr. Coachellini, better known as the prognosticator, Coach Stradamus. And you're indeed in the Desert Storm bunker with none other than EWF. That is every woman's fantasy in the whole fucking show. I'm the CEO, Nigga of Fixes Binds LLC, the unbinder, the undebatable, the undisputed best entertainment here on YouTube. You can call me Senor Gregorio Graybeard. The ladies love to call me Mr.
Your third leg was just
Greg.
phenomenal.
Also known as the man with one trabajo. That is the Mitch Slapper. You're looking at the anointed one.
Acknowledge me.
The founding father of the After Pill, the junior college sociologist, the Morpheus of the mating matrix, the chocolated Confucius, the Black Moses, the deliverer, also known as the man that walks in the spirit of Elijah. I'm the man with more nicknames than anyone in the game, but in case you forget those names, just call me CGA. That is See God, Allah. And I'll be the 14-time demonetized champion of YouTube. YouTube been on my neck lately. All right, they've been on my neck lately. But we got a great show for you today, man. We got a great show for you today. We're going to talk about an industry bop, an industry young lady known as India. Let me get her name right. Her name is India Love. All right, I was going to say India Irie or India I Can't Force India. That was a guy that used to be on my show. All right, her name is India Love. Interesting thing about her right now, she has been trending mainstream since attending the Streamers University held by one Kai Cenat. Now, people have known about this woman in the industry as she's been passed around from celebrity to celebrity amongst a whole bunch of rap niggy. All right, she's been passed around by rap niggies for the better part of, I would say, almost a decade already. Maybe a little bit more than a decade. She's been passed around by industry niggies, all right, namely The Game, Soulja Boy. There's another couple of guys she's been associated with. We're going to do a video on it. Lil Yachty, Devin Haney, the boxer, now DDG, the streamer / rapper. She's been one of these women, you know, similar to the ilk of Amber Rose, but a little less popular. Well, she's also an OnlyFans girl, all right? And we know what we think about OnlyFans girls. OnlyFans girls are the women who basically thumb their nose at society and expectations when they were young, during COVID, or right before or after COVID. And they went to go chase the bag, all right? They went to go get the bag. Hey, listen, they were like, we
gotta get my bag and run.
we're getting the bag. F all of y'all. We're 20, 21, 24, and some women are older than that. They were like, we're going to get that bag. And essentially, she went and got that bag, and she said she made a lot of money. However, she's been trending mainstream since Kai Cenat has featured her on the Streamers University. And now, because she's been trending mainstream, she's been wanting that mainstream money, all right?
Gotta get my bag and run.
She wants the mainstream money. She wants to transition out of OnlyFans lifestyle, like a lot of women do. A lot of women do it for a year, 2, 3 years, and they realize they sold their soul to the Satan, to the nanny goat. It's an empty feeling. They had to give up them guts. They had to put all of their punani and dookie hole all on the internet. They had to be on the internet slobbing knob. All right, and all of a sudden, and getting piped, and all of a sudden, yeah, it made them some money, but it made them an empty vessel. Sometimes they were exposed to their family. Sometimes their friends basically was like, yeah, you going a little bit too far. And they tried to warn them, hey, back up off that train because there's no coming back. The internet is forever. Now, at some particular point, you know, we showed you this one Asian woman that said, hey, man, it's empty and so forth and so on. Now, they went and got the bag, and then they did it for a little while. Already, what is going on, man? Goodness gracious. All right, can I live, YouTube? YouTube, can I live? Every week with this shit with YouTube. All right, I'm just trying to stream, YouTube. Can I live? All right, have to put on the auto stop because they'll stop my stream in the middle of it. All right, already. Can I live? I'm only on the intro, YouTube. Every time you guys are getting me, soon as I start in the first 10 minutes, y'all start bullshitting with me. So anyway, what I was saying was they thumbed their nose at society, but all of a sudden, when it was time to make a change, all right, people are reluctant to let these OnlyFans girls recover from this. They're reluctant. They're like, nah, you can't, there ain't no coming back from this. However, there is a segment of society, namely women, that are like, hey, you know what? She's looking for a change. She's growing. She's maturing. She shouldn't be penalized. Growth is a part of life. And so there are a segment of women that are saying we should look past this. We should overlook this. We should appreciate her maturing and growing. Now, what say you? We're not going to put up a poll yet because that tends to distract you niggas from donating because it's right above the donation and you guys are more focused on the poll. But what say you in this situation? She's going from industry pass around bop for the better part of 10 years, OnlyFans girl. And now she's saying she's losing sponsorship opportunities because of her OnlyFans past. Now that she's trying to go mainstream, all right, over the last couple of weeks and months since Streamers University, right? She's changing. Now, what say you about this? Because I have an antidote to this. I have the middle ground argument that most people should respect and appreciate. Okay, because these people that are in the industry, they be selling their soul and their pussies and their bodies and their hearts to the industry. To the nanny goat. That's what they're doing. All right. Same as Cassie and all of these people that want to come out and say they're the victim. They sold their souls to the nanny goat. And now they're trying to come back after selling their soul. Ike and Tina style, right? They're trying to come back, the prodigal son. They're trying to come back like that woman in that sing Sister in The Color Purple. All right. You sold your soul. Now you want to come back and repent and say, forgive me and wash away my sins. And not only that, forget about my past. Forget about past. I'm going to just go ahead and go into the future. Yeah, that's what we're doing here. Do you think
New world
society's going to be more forgiving of these type of people, man? Do you think this? But by the way, man, this is going to be more of a show. We have Paul Pierce, the new Red Pill King, out here slaying Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. We got that coming up here on It's the Evil World We Live In. We have a whole bunch of shit going on. We got Crime and Law CGA, an update on I keep biting my tongue, the Shannon Sharp case. We have an update on the Shannon Sharp case. Interesting update, as to say Shannon Sharp is looking like he's in a decent situation. All right, and all of that in a bag of chips ahoy, but that's that to contribute to today's show. $ the Notorious CGA on the Cash App. Venmo, Coach Greg Adams TV is PayPal, paypal.me/Coach Greg Adams. And that is near the top of the description box. On the Free Agent Lifestyle channel, where you can super chat a little bit early there by clicking the link on the top of the live chat on the Free Agent Lifestyle channel. All right. Now that we got that all out of the way, we're going to get you through your work day. It's massage. It's personal training day for me, so I'm getting in the gym, back on my grind. All right, it's early in the morning. It is Gio. Gio says, shout out to the money mindset to get my money up and to boss up in 2025.
better boss up, nigga.
If you ain't on the money mindset, you're missing out. The Money Mindset is a legendary group of elite men that get together on Sunday to inspire, to motivate, and to educate those who need information related to the financial literacy, independency, and all of that. Okay? All right, what's going on? More bullshit.
New world order.
More bullshit. All right, I don't even know. Is it the streaming software that I'm using? All right, what is going on? They really be trying to discourage y'all from watching me. All right, they want to make it frustrating because, again, I just got my second warning from YouTube. They on my neck. All right, but join the Money Mindset also if you're interested in content creation. All right, content creation. All right, yes, indeed. Yeah, man, they messing with a brother. They messing with me here.
New
Shout out to the Money
order.
Mindset gang. Join. There's the link down there, patreon.com, and we're going to be here Sunday. Sunday, I'm going to be on the road again. I'm going to be just on the road again. We're going to be doing the Money Mindset from the road. All right, so be ready for that, man. Yes, indeed. And then let me go ahead and see if we got some other people over here. All right, we got some other people over here on the PayPal. PayPal, pal. All right, Bucko, Buster. Shout out to our brother. It is Kima in. What's up, Coach? I just found out today that there is a real word called niggardly. It means cheap or ungenerous. It seems like we have a lot of niggardly niggies running around everywhere. LOL. Shout out to you and everyone listening. Take care. Shout out to you.
The real problem is niggerism.
Oh.
That's the real problem.
He says there's a word called niggerly. All right, shout out to you, and that's a co-sponsorship. Thank you for letting me know about this, by the way. Kima.
I'm rich, bitch.
All right, Kima, niggardly. By the way, people have this thing. Niggardly is cheap. Niggies are cheap, man. I'm gonna tell you, y'all some cheap bastards. All right, and it's normally predicated on the fact that it's like we ain't got the money because institutional racism and we've been held behind and we don't got the job, so we ain't got the money because the man tried to keep us down. But niggardly, yeah. I mean, you guys don't realize if you out like say for instance, there was this video going around that was trending that I was going to show, but I really just didn't get around to it, about people who work in the service industry, particularly around food, waiters, bartenders, and these type. It was just recently going around about a week ago, maybe 2 weeks ago. And they were talking about servers. Black servers were like, we can't serve black people. We can't serve black people. They refuse. They have negative experiences, and particularly large groups of black people that come into restaurants. All right. And then specifically around black women in coming into restaurants and bars. All right. They can't handle it. In fact, if you go actually to the dark side, they even have a phrase called no AAs. All right. When they find out that you're an African American, they run. They're like, nah, we ain't doing it. We ain't doing it. Now, our reputation tends to precede us, and we are definitely prejudiced in this. All right. In the restaurant industry. All right. And definitely related to women and dating, certainly on the dark side related to escorts and prostitutes. All right. That like people generally look at black people as cheap, niggardly, right? They do. They don't want to spend money. It's not that they're broke. They just don't understand the idea of paying, tipping for service, paying the full bill. And even around, you know, they're going to deliver the food to you. You're going to eat 80% of it. And then guess what? Then you're going to complain that it was not cooked right. It didn't taste right. You know, they extra when they order. Can you take this out? Can you put this in? It's super duper extra. And they treat service staff like they're slaves. Right? They're orderlies. All right, do this and do that. You better do this. And then they don't even give a tip. Right? They're like, here's $2. Where they're not tipping even on what industry standards in America is 15, 20, 25, and then generously 30% if you wanted to do. You don't have to do it, but this is the standard. And so there's a phrase he's saying, Kima sings niggardly. Yes, a lot of people. But black people even beat the you-know-who-ish people. I mean, by a country-ass mile.
I'm not going to say what race, what people. We know I can't say that.
They want to split the bill 50 ways. When they go to Colombia, they want to get one chick for $40. And then when they take her back to the crib, there's 5 dudes waiting with their dick out. And the dudes be like, you said $40? And she like, yeah, but I didn't think this was going to be a battle royal. Then they give the girl, and then they have their time with her and their way with her, and then they want to be done. They bust a nut, and they be like, nah, I'll book you for an hour. All right, I got 4 more rounds for you. And then the girl's like, come on, bruh. You know what this is. It's a nut. It's get your nut and leave. You know what I mean? If you bust your nut in 5 minutes, that's your hour. They just, nah, I'll book you for an hour. Stick around. All right, wait for my refractory period to end. Like, that's how niggardly niggies are, and they don't realize it, especially if you stay in black communities like Chicago, Indianapolis, Milwaukee. You grow up like this, you never go outside of that world, and so you stay in that world in Chicagoland. You stay around other niggies and dudes that are trying to finesse and finagle the system, and you just be like, like, tell me, like, wow, how niggardly of you. I mean, I get it. I know a lot of niggies be mad that we talk about it, but how niggardly?
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
And it is. And if you never go outside of that world and you never grow up in a world around other cultures, you're always going to be niggardly too.
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
They do. People be doing niggy shit like that.
Niggy.
You're right, Kima. You're right. And it's a disease because, like, I'm telling you, like, if you ever grew up around this and you went to the black church, you know, the black church is common for this. You know what I mean? You go to the black church service and then you guys have praise and worship. The pastor, pork chops, got to pass the plate around like 5 times and he's threatening you, berating you while you're eating cans of beans at home. And then what does the church group do? Oh, we going to meet at the soup plantation. Now, when you were a kid, you don't realize that they're trying to cheat the system. Soup plantation. All right, they're going to go to some place with a salad bar where they can hit it 15 times. And so they go to these places and they go in large groups. And what do? They basically take up a bunch of tables, all right, that then other people and servers are going to be preoccupied with that one table. And then they sit there for 3 hours in between morning and evening service because they ain't got nowhere to go. They don't want to waste no gas. They don't want to go home and come back. All right, so they just sit there for 3.5, 4 hours. All right, which is niggardly, right? You're not supposed to sit in an establishment for 3 hours just yucking it up. All right, and then what they want is all the food to come out at the same time for all 30 people. And then they order all kind of water and lemon, and then they ask for a hell of amount of sugars. And they're sitting at the table making lemonade. And not only that, no, so they don't buy no drinks, which is how restaurants make money. They don't make money on the food. They just sit there. They make money on drinks, soft drinks, alcoholic drinks. Nobody's ordering that. You just order 8 pitchers of water. You order a whole bucket of sugar and ask for extra lemons. Can you bring a whole plate of lemons? And they making lemonade at the motherfucking table. They don't leave. They sit up there and they hit the salad bar and they enter the all-you-can-eat spots all day long. And then when they all get up, they all ask for extra separate checks, and then they all tip $2. They all tip $2. That is niggardly.
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
Yep. Can you bring a cup of sugar? These we ran out of packets already, and they all mixing lemonade at the table. Like, dude, they be doing shit like this. And they've been doing this for years. This is why white folks tried to kick them out of diners a long time ago. It wasn't because they was black. That was the niggerly shit to do. And then what happened was, then now your reputation is like that. Like, they see you coming in and they like, Denny's like, oh, don't let them in here. Don't let them in there. Yeah, and don't forget about the dine and dash, because you know you're liable to get dine and dashed. So they already know the dine and dash is coming, so they're guarding for it. They're like, them niggas gonna leave. All right, watch them. You go to the bathroom, they're like, hey. And you're like, I'm just going to the bathroom. All right. So now, when you come back, you don't want to be treated and stereotyped like that, so you overcompensate. You overtip, right? You overpurchase. You making sure, you know what I mean? You like tipping people in between drinks and shit. Like, I'm not going to run out on you. Here's my credit card. You can hold it. All right? Make a tab. It's sad. It's sad, but it's the truth, and you guys don't realize your reputation precedes you when you come in here. People automatically think you're going to do that shit. All right, anyway, shout out to our brother. It is a Brayon. Coach, yesterday I got into an accident and my car is totaled. And of course, the person who hit me had no driver's license or insurance. Coach, I now see why you always tell men to have their paperwork in order. Man, sorry to hear that you got into that car accident, but I'm also glad that you're in good shape and in good health. Sorry to hear that your car is totaled, because I know you've been making great strides and headways to get your life together and boss up. And this is yet another setback. Plus, no insurance. So I hope you had more than comprehension and collision. I hope you had some good insurance. And it sounds like a Mexican hit you. Or was it a black person? I know what state you're in, so it sounds like a niggy hit you or a Mexican. All right. Was it an illegal immigrant? It was an illegal immigrant, wasn't it? All right. Anyway. This show is not racism. This show is about really just a reality check. Caitlin, what's up, Coach? Would you say that the hardest part about cheating for a man is keeping it covered up? That dude who cheated on his pregnant girlfriend with 25 women couldn't have loved any of them, but sex sometimes means love to women. Yeah, the hardest part is covering it up, because you're going to get sloppy. All right, most people get caught cheating, most men, because they're sloppy with it. So, yeah. And he didn't love them, obviously. All right, sex, most of us men, sex is not love, except if you are not experienced, or when your woman have sex with someone else. Etch Every Day says to the thumbnail, I don't care what that 304 do. He says right here, I don't care what these 304s do. When it's my turn, don't judge me. I'm a play with these 304s. And most of us will. Like, this is why we have the red pill and red pill rage. It's because most guys love 304s. They just don't want to admit it. You hate yourself because you like 304s. Like, then you try to block it out. She a 4. Right? But all your life, you've been lusting over the hoes. Like, any girl that you had a calendar, Maxim magazine, Playboy, Penthouse, you guys have pleasured yourself in the idea of 304s. And most of you guys have been highly rejected by 304s. So thus now you have a adversarial relationship with 304s, Some of y'all mad that you can't afford a 304, so then you guys try to overcompensate and get a fat girl and a homely fat girl, but now homely fat girls are 304s. So then now you guys like, there's no hope. There's no hope. So that's mostly what it is. It's a psychological thing for most men. Y'all like 304s. You've been loving 304s since the beginning. Like, since you were a kid, you've been loving 304s. You know what I mean? Pamela Anderson on Baywatch, bitches on BET, Uncut, Video Vixens. Y'all been wanting them, but you wanted 304s to be good women too. You know what I mean? And it didn't happen. You also wanted to get easy access to the 304. And guess what happened? You couldn't. You got priced out, highly rejected. So now men have an adversarial relationship with them, which then they have to watch Fresh and Fit. Shout out to Fresh and Fit. But they have to watch Fresh and Fit parade 304s right in front of you. And then you guys jump up on there and talk shit about them. Oh, they horrible. These horrible women, blah, 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 blah. But guess what? Then y'all donating to them. You follow them all on the internet. You looking at them. You know what I mean? You guys have Foxy Brown, you know what I mean? Lil' Kim with her muff all in the album cover, all on the picture, all on the video. So you guys have a love-hate relationship with 304s. Yeah, the whore complex, the Madonna complex. Men have this relationship. Only even your mom was a 304. And it's hard for you to admit that. You think your mama was a good woman and she was a whole hoe. I mean, how did you think you got here? How do you think you got Christmas and birthday presents? So it's one of these hardcore relationships that we have to educate red pill men about, is that you guys have an obsession for whores. All right. And the fact that you don't like them, and OnlyFans girls, and the fact that you don't like them is because you can't get access to them. That's what it is. Because had it been that you could get easy access to them like the rest of men, you would do it. You would like them. You would find no problem if you guys could just use and discard them at will. All right. But the fact that you can't, and they put barriers in between you, they deal with Pookies and Chads and Ray Rays. They go for they make it easy for one man while you got to chase on your side. Some of y'all got to pay 200, 300, 500, 1,000, 1,500, and so forth and so on, and fly all across the world. Like, just look at the idea of a man that goes from the United States to another country. And then what does he do? Does he find good wives when he goes across to another country? No, he finds whores, and cheaper ones at that. All right. And then he basically says, well, it's just cheaper over here, which means in effect, if he was here and it was cheaper, them niggas will stay right here. If he could just use it, discard, and get them for cheap. So the fact that he can't get them for cheap and can't afford it because these women have priced them out, they go somewhere where it's cheaper, and they go to Thailand where it's $30 or $50 to him, and they fuck 6 of them in one day. Soon as they touch down in Phuket and Bangkok and so forth and so on. All right. And so as soon as they touch down, they fuck 6 girls in one day. All right. And one lady boy. Okay, so it is what it is. All right. So anyway, do me a favor, man. Hit the like button. We already cooking. We already cooking. Yeah, we cooking already, and we educating y'all already. We educating y'all, so y'all don't like it, but I don't give a fuck. All right, but anyway. Let's get into the next segment. And unfortunately, I don't have my shortcut key ins, so I'll have to do it like this. It is Doom and Gloom CGA. Doom and Gloom CGA. It's brought to you by the
New World Order.
All right, hey, everybody catches smoke around this Mickey Ficky. Doom and Gloom CGA brought to you by the New World Order. The black community about to catch a little bit of a wreck right quick. We're going to go to David Banner. All right, David Banner, you guys know him? No, not that David Banner. It's David Banner who was stunting as a habit. Get like me. You know who I'm talking about. White people are like, who are you talking about? David is David Banner from the Incredible Hulk in the 80s. All right, but here we go right here. And the reason why I'm delaying is because my keys are messed up here, and I got to do it the hard way. All right, I got to do it the hard way. Okay, there we go, right? Oh, that's my feed picture collection. I hate when that happens. All right, so bear with me just really quick here as I do my screen capture and share because it reset. Okay, yes, I'm delaying. All right, that's why I'm talking. All right, so here we go right here. David Banner. There he is right here. Stunting is a habit. Get like me. All right, so David Banner right here. David Bruce Banner was the one from the 80s. Bruce Banner is the one from the 2000s, 90s Credible Hulk. You didn't know that, did you? All right, but here we go right here. It is David Banner. David Banner, he's a rapper right here, and he basically says he loves the black community, and he was out here caping for the black community for about, a couple of 5 years. He turned from a rapper and he started doing some pro-black shit. But he finally said, I'm done with this pro-black masquerade. Why do you think he's done with the pro-black masquerade? Why do you think he's done with it? Well, he found out.
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
He found out it was a waste of time and money. All right, so let Bruce Banner or David Banner take it away.
I done lost over $12 million because of my activism. And like black people, for some reason, think that money comes from some imaginary place when you're an activist. It don't. My money from Disney. I get my money from PepsiCo, bro.
Most people heard of you, it was through music. I've seen you transition in multiple different genres. You're a renaissance man of sorts.
I built the studio in my van. We have to stop getting mad when people don't see our vision. If people see your vision, then it's general knowledge, then you are no longer blessed. Why are we so scared? This is why it's the greatest time in history as businessmen, because you all know this. They thought we were crazy. They thought you all were crazy until you did it.
Have you fallen out of love with it?
God put us through what we're going through so we can be the person to do it. Tell me one positive thing about streaming. I just told you I was getting $10 a CD. 2 fractions of pennies? Be smart about that. The music industry gets younger and younger, while the people who own the music industry get older and older and wiser and wiser. And most black people don't want to free the slaves. They want the opportunity to hold a whip. My first Gatorade contract, I actually wrote the contract myself. And every time...
All right. He's going through the business end, but I want to just focus on that beginning end, the beginning part of it here, where he said, I lost $12 million. I lost $12 million. Okay. To activism. And he said these people who are definitely going to be people who are somewhat poor or behind or just, they're lazy, shiftless, or they're not proactive. They think money comes from where? All right. It comes from an imaginary place where you could just toss money around to help the community, but then you get no return of investment. They just basically, I showed you the video of the guy who had donuts and he went to the park and he went to around these people and he was like, I'm going to give everybody one donut. He was well intent. All right. But what happened? They started finessing. People started taking the whole box of donuts. People started saying, I'm going to take this box of donuts and I'm going to hand them out over here. And then he realized in short order, it was a waste of time to give money to the poor. It was a waste of time. So I know people are well intent. I know people have a good heart. And I know people think that if they take the money and they just redistribute it like Robin Hood, then the people will be better. It's not the case. And then he has to refocus on remaking a new way. Right. And then focus on himself. So now you started to hear focusing on myself. And then he started to have an inspirational message related to this, essentially saying, nah, people don't need money tossed at them. They need inspiration. They need a little bit of help. And those that don't help, essentially, they're going to be people who they don't want to be slaves. They want to hold the whip. So then it switches up. So it's an interesting thing right here. It's an interesting thing. I'm glad to see him evolve and grow and mature to realize that taking your money, your hard-earned money, and tossing it over here to a group of people who you think are in need is not going to be the answer. He wasted all that money and all of that time dedicating his heart and soul and passion to a group of people who just want to engage in niggardry.
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
So we always tell men, this is for men, you don't have to agree with this, but if you want to become the best version of yourself, if you want to get outside of that, read my book, Free Agent Lifestyle, Don't Box Yourself In, Chapter 3, you got to leave the community. You got to leave the community. You cannot correct it. It is a place that you have to escape. It is not a place that you have to escape and come back and get other escapees. All right, you can get them from afar, but your job is to get out. Okay, your job is not to help it. It is not a place for you to build and make a community garden behind the liquor store and help people learn how to plant. No, these people already have chains on their brain. All right, you have to get away. You have to get gone. You have to not come back. It is not a place to rebuild. You don't own any of that area. You don't own any of the land. The old you-know-who-wishes people in the city owns that land. All right, so this is not your place to recreate and make a better place. So David Banner had to learn that, and he's minus $12 million of his hard-earned money that he's never getting back. He's never getting that money back, nor that time. He had to figure out, I have to focus on myself. Yeah. All right, so that's my message to you as well. I know you want to help my people. All right, you can't. All right, they already gone. Most of them already gone. All right, we got this one right here on Doom and Gloom CGA. Remember me back in 2020 telling you that the birth rates are declining and it will never recover. I told you we're in a shame spiral. It's never coming back. I don't care what you guys do. I don't care how many people go on podcasts and debate. The birth rate will continue to decline precipitously over the next few decades. All right, unless something externally happens, that will be one of the 5 miraculous things that could happen, which we're probably on the precipice of all of those. Namely, this video right here, let me go ahead and share the screen. this video of a woman saying the birth rates are declining, and this guy says, how bad is it? Now, I know people think that this stuff that I say is repetitive and, you keep talking about the same thing. Well, the thing is, it's been 8 years and now people are finally catching up. The normie world is finally catching up and they're now having these discussions. But let me tell you, man, I said it was too late in 2020. It's definitely too late in 2025. Let's hear how these people rationalize it. This is Sean Ryan and some woman. Her name is Catherine Boyle. Okay.
It is shockingly bad. So we are now at 1.6 per woman. Our replacement rate is 2.1.
Wow.
It is going to be a shock, a huge shock, when our generation ages and there's no one there to do important services. This is how civilizations die. Like, who takes care of boomers when they're in their 80s and 90s? If you do not have a generation of workers, society starts crumbling. I'm a firm believer that the most important institution in America is the family. The family used to exist to take care of the people who were weakest. Now the state has to take care of them, which is why you see a lot of these people on the street. Oh, well, we went from 2.1 to 1.6. That can't be that bad. I mean, in a couple generations, that means that our population has shrunk by half.
In a couple of generations?
Yeah, but I actually think the bigger problem is cultural and spiritual. Feminism did change the memes and the culture, but no one talks about when you introduce birth control into a society. All of these declines in the industrial world started at the exact same time that the pill was introduced. Something magical changed in the 60s and the 70s. Abortion was made legal in 1973. Other nations followed. There's a reason why the birth rate is so low in these countries.
How bad is our birth decline?
It is shockingly bad. So
now, I wrote an entire book on this called De-Evolution. You see it right there at the bottom right-hand portion of your screen. I wrote about this, and my book was published in 2020, January 2020 to be specific. So they're late to the game. All these people are late to the game, and as you can see, most people now are fully accepted of these talking points. They're no longer arguing them. For instance, Kevin Samuels talking points, they were arguing against them. Now people are overwhelmingly like, oh, okay, yeah, I guess he was right in the end. Right. So this space has been ahead of the conversation and the curve. And now you have the traditional trad-cons and mostly white people. But of course, you have some black people that might have an interest in this, but mostly white people looking at this saying, we're in trouble. All right, we're in trouble. And what are the external forces that are causing this? Feminism, the culture, 1960s and 70s, which I wrote about in my book, The Evolution. That was the big change. No-fault divorce, early termination of pregnancy, the unintended consequences of birth control, right? These things are going to constantly, and then you have the memes, all right? You have the girl power, we don't need no man, affirmative action, DEI, I could do bad all by myself. Obviously, I've talked about this over and over again, but the regular world is now what we call the normie, the sheeple. They're now trying to find out how we can repair this. And they go on podcast to podcast to podcast to debate this. And guess what? Guys, this is a wrap. I said it was a wrap in 2020. I said in 2019, as I'm writing the book, I said we're at the point of no return. The family court, right? De-incentivizing men to get married, penalizing them, and then men discovering this. Not only that, you're incentivizing women to divorce and take children from men. All right. Now you also have daycare. All right, which is women are going to say, well, daycare is too expensive. Duh. Number one, daycare is not a primary option. The primary option is the mother raise the kids in the home. All right, so you have that. But then now you have feminist argument. Why does the mom have to raise the kids? You see what I'm saying? We're in the doom loop. We're on the shame spiral. There's no returning from this. As long as a woman can say, well, why do I have to stay home? Why doesn't he go out? Why do I go out and work and he stay home? Feminism. You're in the doom loop. Okay, we're in the loop. We're not coming out of this. We're not coming out of this. Everybody would have to culturally agree to be like, okay, the woman's place is in the home. Let her raise the kids. You also have women say, hey, you know what? I got tired after 2 kids. I wanted 5. I can only have 2. I'm exhausted. I have postpartum depression, and I can't raise any more kids. Doom loop. All right. When I say there's no recovering, I'm not just being doom and gloom. I'm saying that there's no way out of it. Just culturally, just the way women want to live. They want to return to the streets. They want to divorce their husbands, 70% divorce rate. They want to toss their kids into daycare and then say they can't afford it to run off to a job that essentially is a wash, right? Sometimes it's a loss of money. And they're just fighting uphill to try to beat this career loop. And then all of a sudden, when they get to the top, they want to be like, you know what? I don't want to work full time anymore. We're in a doom loop. Like, there's no way you can just podcast this and talking point your way through this conversation. So this is where we are. I told you this is where we are. And we're just in a circle of just not in agreement. And most of it is related to women believing that they're going to be career women. All right. That is going to be the number one. All right. They're waiting late to try to find some man that they want to marry. Okay. It's better for me to be a parent in my 30s and have kids. Here's the problem with that. You're only going to have 1 or 2 kids tops. All right, your fertility window is closing. All right, you have IVF fertilization. You can't get pregnant, or you have to purchase 90 grand in surrogacy or egg freezing or unthawing. You have a low chance of even achieving that. Okay, and then the small percentage of women that have success getting pregnant naturally is small. All right, it's not 20%. It's not 50%. It's 20%. Of women could do that. So they hop up here like, I got pregnant naturally in my late 30s. That's not normal. You're abnormal. You're an exception to the rule. Not only that, you don't even get past 2 kids. You're not going to get past 2 kids, but you need more than 2 kids to replace. Now, then you're going to have people say, well, we were overpopulated anyway. All right. We were overpopulated anyway. All right. We don't need that many more kids anyway. We can't afford to raise kids anyway in this economy. Again, doom loop. My point is, we're in a doom loop. Like, there's no correcting it. So now you have the people saying we don't need more people. All right, who's going to take care of these old fucking boomers? You're going to have a problem there. Who's going to pay who's going to be daycare workers? Economically, it doesn't make sense. If every kid gets shoved into daycare, you need more daycare teachers. You don't have that many because people don't pay for it. Now, who's going to take care of your parents? 70, 75, 80, 85. Okay, who's going to replace those boomers when they retire? Who's going to buy their houses up? BlackRock, the New World Order? All right, yeah.
New World Order.
As I said, there's no correcting this. You would have to correct 50 to 70 years of counterculture to be able to get this back on track and get the proper order back established. Otherwise, you guys are coming up with theories and unreasonable situations that have way more unintended consequences, where we're going to depend on AI. We're going to depend on robots. I mean, that's what we're going to do. There's going to be no other choice. So that's where we are. That's where we stand. I wrote about this in my book, The Evolution, and now people are finally catching up. All right. They're saying it's bad. There's some issues here. Not only that, white folks, you're on the clock. All right. White people, you're on the clock. All right. That's namely because the majority of America in about 50 years ago, the majority of America was white, about 70%. All right. You kick this can down the road another 10 years, 8 years, you guys will be down to below 60%. Below 60%, which is going to be way more of an issue than you think. All right. You can drop the black population or stagnate the black population and you'll just have less crime. All right. But when you have less white folks in America, you're going to have a way different America. So it's what it is. This is our situation. You can't podcast. You can't talk. You can't debate. You will literally have to get people on one accord and follow the social contract. The fact is, people aren't marrying. Women are staying more single. More men are checking out. You don't have women staying at home. You don't have women willing to have multiple kids. You have them focusing on the streets and the careers. All right. You're not coming back from this. Essentially, ring the bell. Our new reality is here. Our new reality is here. All right. I'm trying to have as many babies as I can out here. All right. But maybe I'm going to do that overseas. Doom and Gloom CGA. Why is this on Doom and Gloom CGA? It's not on Doom and Gloom CGA. I thought I had it on here. But anyway, that is my synopsis. You can agree to disagree, but the reality is the reality. Go ahead and hit the like button on this great stream because it's great. It's great. All right. And now where's my outro?
Many women say they are finding it very hard to find a man who makes as much as they do. that the country's declining marriage rate is due to the lack of financially eligible bachelors. Researchers say they are seeing a trend of women dating down, which means, a man who, this is just the reality of it. So women, we're more educated now. We're gonna hold off on the baby making. We're gonna hold off until we get that great job, really career driven. And I don't think there's anything wrong with hoping that there's someone either on your level or higher than you.
So before, right, it was okay when the man made more money to be the one to buy everything, to do, treat you and all this other kind of stuff. And now that you make more money, you can't be that one because you're dating down.
I hate that.
What is that? If there's a responsibility that comes with making more money, accept it. You wanted to make more money. Right. Are you gonna find many men out there that makes as much as you do?
I can do bad by myself.
Left to say. All right, time now. 5:11. Let's.
All right. Somebody said, this is interesting. And why am I not on the screen here? I should be on the screen, and they don't want me on the screen here. Can I get some camera time? I got some camera time. Somebody said no more flatbacks for CGA. Guys, I get my flatbacks directly from the source. All right. I figured it out real quick. All right. This is why I tell you guys to boss up. I know where to get my flatbacks directly from the source, right? It's kind of like down by the river. All right, I go to Prague, Vienna, Slovakia, Slovenia, Greece, Italy, Rome, Germany, all right, Munich, Frankfurt, Berlin, Norrköping, Stockholm, all right, outside in Sweden, Ireland, London, all right. I keep my flatbacks directly from the source. I don't have to get American flatbacks. All right. Matter of fact, when I touch down in Europe, I can get it directly from the source. Austria, all right, Czech Republic. I know where to get my flatback. I don't need to go get these crooked-headed flatbacks about this month. All right. I know where to get it. I know to get the untapped resources. Ukraine, bitches fleeing Ukraine, Poland, all right, France, Paris, outside of Paris. I know where to get my flatbacks directly from the source. Okay, I don't gotta wait till bitches get their head right in, the dwindling population in America. I can go get the flattest of flatbacks all the way in Prague. I could just stand in the middle of Prague and be like, close my eyes, spin in a circle, right there. You, all right, and she'll be right built the way I want it. I don't gotta do it. All right, I literally got my freedom papers. The free agent lifestyle is undefeated, by the way. Boss up in 2025. I go right to the European tap, right to the well. Russia, Latvia, Bulgaria, Lithuania. All right, I know where to go to get me some, bro. All right, don't ever think I'm going to be out of flatbacks. All right, Hustle Every Day says, American black folks are being groomed to be persona non grata. Even your money is questioned. It's free agent lifestyle for life, boss up spirit, for sure, for sure. They're kind of like, I actually had a woman, I was, had her like Domino's pizza, and she was like, oh, what's your ethnicity? I was like, black, and she was like, no games. I was like, you'll be taken care of. All right, Hustle Every Day. That same argument with black men in 2002 about daycare, or you mean black baby mamas? You had that same argument with baby mamas, or in your 2022 with daycare, or 2002, you can't stay home with baby. And it says, will you pay your moms to watch her? She said, I'm controlling. By the way, my marriage, marriage is in for a variety of reasons. My marriage is ended for a variety of reasons. But one of the catalysts for us getting off the same page was the fact that she wanted to work after being a stay-at-home mom for a period of years. So she constantly had this itch to go to work. All right. And then it was just, she was pressing it. And then the timing was just bad. She wanted to go to work. But then at that time, my son was in kindergarten, which, if you know kindergarten, right? Kindergarten is a short day. So there was a conflict, right? The kid gets out at 1:45. I'm like, bro, who gonna pick him up? And then it was this constant, well, you pick him up. You do this. And it's like, I'm supposed to pay this high ass rent. I'm supposed to carry the load here while my money is our money, but your money is your money, you don't want to contribute to that. All right. And you're going off to a job that really is going nowhere. And essentially her career is pretty much going nowhere since then. And why are we doing this? Oh, we're hiring nannies, dumping kids in the after-school daycare. And I was like, that was not my plan to put my kids in after-school daycare. So there you can see, she didn't want to give any inch. She didn't want to compromise. I didn't want to compromise. Marriage over. Marriage over. Just on the situation of what do we do with these kids? And, of course, the school day is not enough for both parents to be working because the kids get out 2:30, 2:45. They're going to be out at 3. Most people work. Most people are at work, whether they're first, second, or third shift at 2:30, right? So 2:30 is no man's land. It is basically the danger zone. I think they used to call it something specifically. It is the danger zone for kids. It is the time where kids get in the most trouble. 2:30 to 6 o'clock. 2:30 to 5:30. They have a phrase for this. 2:30 to 5:30 is when kids get in the most trouble. They're most likely to get pregnant, arrested for shoplifting, commit a crime, get ran over by a car, do gang violence. They're most likely going to get in trouble in this time period. Now, that time period also coincides with almost every person is working as an adult during this time period, whether first, second, or third shift, right? If you're third shift, you're on your way to work. If you're second shift, you're in the middle of your day. If you're first shift, you're literally like towards the end of your day, but not enough at the end of the day where you can go pick up your kids and make sure that they're being shuffled to all their extracurricular activities and that they're safe. So this is the danger hour, the witching hour for kids. Now, if you have both parents working, push and shove, tug of war, and the woman's like, I ain't giving up my career, I don't want to work, but she's not making a lot of money at this particular time. And then you have the dad who's basically getting cucked in his house and told that, oh, he has to pick up kids too, in addition to carrying the majority of the load in the work in the house in terms of economics. Ring the bell. Look, ring the bell. Most people don't make this work. What most people do is they compromise and the man takes a L. All right. So now he's not on promotional path anymore because he's picking up a kid. He got cucked by his feminist wife who makes $25 an hour. Right? Who barely making it. 50 grand, 60 grand, 70 grand. Now, if she was making 250, this is a whole different conversation. But you guys don't realize when I talk about marriage, relationships, these are the issues that people divorce over. It's not love. It's not cheating. None of these are the issue. The issue becomes economic. It's all about the money. When it says right here. When you don't have dollars, it don't make sense. It basically is going to be a stalemate and the kids are penalized. The kids lose out. Most people ain't divorcing because he cheated and he was abusive. The abuse comes from the fact that you're trying to yell at this bitch some common sense. Like, do you see that this math don't fucking work? That's where the marriages and relationships break down. It's always the numbers don't match. The numbers don't make sense. Now, she wants to have a reason for her own freedom and to take her power back and not be controlled. So she's standing her ground on that. Then all of a sudden you're standing your ground on moral, principle, logic, stalemate. This is what people don't realize about relationships. It has nothing to do with love. All right. It's all ego on the man's side, money on the woman's side. And then when these two courses collide, good luck. Good luck. Good luck, guys. I'm just letting you know what people do. Most people don't have this conversation. Most people don't even know. Most people think it's, no, they fell out of love and, you know, he was cheating and he fucked the secretary and she went out to the streets and girls' nights out. Most of the time, that's in addition to all the bullshit you're dealing with. So now, not only are you going through this tug of war, she now wants to go to girls' nights out too. Now, all of that ends, oddly enough, when you go to divorce. All of a sudden, she don't want to work. All of a sudden, she was the primary parent. All of a sudden, she wants majority custody. All of a sudden, she ain't going to girls' nights out anymore. What she was doing was going to girls' nights out on your dime, claiming it was her dime. But when you are going through a divorce or you divorce, she ain't going to that many girls' nights out anymore. Why? She don't got that she don't have that babysitter, which is you. She don't get to just stick the kids with you and run out there and spend half of her money and half of your money on drinks and partying and woohoo. All of a sudden, she goes into the court and she's a pristine angel. She don't go party and do coca and smoke weed and drink all night. Now, all of a sudden, she ain't got no time for that. Now, all of a sudden, she's sitting at home with the kids. See, she basically gets the opposite of what she wanted. She wanted that freedom while in the marriage, but then all of a sudden, when the marriage ends, she don't have that freedom. Neither does she have the money. All right? She don't have the money. So here we are. This is where we are. We're at a stalemate. And I'm going to tell you, the root cause of this is feminism. Feminism has allowed the woman to bring this conversation in, and then we try to balance it. Okay? We try to balance their thinking, which is illogical. It doesn't make sense to anybody. It doesn't benefit anybody but her. Whereas everybody else is thinking about everybody else. We tend to think about everybody else. The men do. She tends to think about herself. And you're sitting there like, what the fuck? She's like, I need to take my power back. He's controlling. I don't want it. She's thinking about herself. She's rebelling against your power, which she married you for your power and authority. Now, all of a sudden, she wants to get out of it. And then all of a sudden, now you're trying to balance, but it's too late. Now you got a house, kids, car, mortgage. Now you're tied up and you don't have anything. Now you have to let all of this dominoes fall to give her power. Yeah, I mean, that's where we are. Now, for the women who want this, big ups to you. Congratulations. Let me just tell you, when you get your power back, you're going to fucking fold like a cheap suit. You're going to fold like a lawn chair because you ain't going to have the power you thought. So you'll get rid of the man. You'll divorce him legally. He'll still be around because you have kids. You won't be able to afford your fucking lifestyle anymore. You're not going to get as much alimony and child support. And then you're going to be fucking stuck like a duck for the next 40 years. That's where you're going to be. I hope you purchase some real estate in your fucking, in your name. Because if you didn't, you're stuck like Chuck. Wait till you turn 45, 50, 55, and 60. You're going to pay all of that back. All right? You're going to get got. You're going to be stuck like a motherfucking duck. And it's going to be funny to watch you try to find another man to marry when you stuck over here like that. All right? Financially. All right? So it is a funny thing for me, but I don't know what to tell you. Shout out to our brother Underdog says, first word in poor righteous teachers is poor. All right? Which, of course, people use poor as some sort of moral. I'm moral because I'm poor. All right? And we need to, nah, fuck that. Just because you're poor doesn't mean you're moral. In fact, God don't like poor people. All right, according to CGA. All right, God is not just rocking with poor people who are moral. All right, God probably pisses on poor people, in my opinion. All right, shout out to MC Hamster. He says, in a 24-hour period, my girl canceled her client sessions, asked me to pay for a spa day, got a student loan payment notice, a demand to negotiate the electric bill. Now we got to audit the bills. Can't wait to spend 2 hours to rephrase what I said in the wrong tone since months ago. Yep, because now she's going to cry, right? Because now when you raining on that head, she's just going to cry. It's not what you said, it's the way you said it. No government aim, DMW. India Love is like that rainbow dude you showed yesterday. Your past is out there forever. Indeed. And I meant to look up India Love's, what do you call it? OF, but I didn't have time. But I meant to look it up. Cody says, I went to a bar with a friend. Dude left 0 tip and was laughing about it. But he wears Chanel, Jordan, spends mad money on weed. It's very embarrassing. I don't get that. Like, I don't know. If you don't have money to tip, that's one thing. But if you are spending all this money and then you're out here flossing and then you take services from people, again, I'm not big on tipping culture, but I'm big on respecting an individual. If I go to a restaurant, I'm basically agreeing to tipping culture, right? Just understand that. I don't have to go to the restaurant. I could go to fucking McDonald's and Five Guys and not tip at all. But you went in there, okay, so you are agreeing to it. Then what you'll do is piss on them, man. Fuck them, man. Fuck them. And they chose this career. Nah, Brett, you chose to eat there. And then you're running around here with Jordans and spend money on weed. And then you don't want to tip. I think that's a disgrace. And you get what you deserve in life. Money karma is real. Money karma is real. All right. Shout out to Lameek says, my pop said, When he goes to a restaurant, he's extra and wants his food very particular because they're going to work for their tip. He tips very well, but at that point, you might as well cook your own shit at home. LOL, maybe it's just me. I agree too. You going in there and you causing all kind of shit. I want this and I want that, bro. I don't have big expectations of restaurants. I don't need them to get the food exactly right. If they, you know what I mean? I don't be like, oh, you put the garnish over here, or there's not enough mushrooms in the goddamn saute. Because I know one thing about this. I know that if you piss people off in the restaurant, they liable to spit on your motherfucking food. They liable to spit on your food anyway. Last thing I want to do is piss off a waiter, server, a cook, or anybody in a restaurant. I'ma just be like, yo, what? It is what it is. And if sometimes I'm with a woman, or a JUCO or any woman on a date, oh, he didn't get this right. Oh, I'm gonna go complain. And I'll be like, shut up. Bitch, you ain't even got no money. You ain't even paying for this date. Shut the fuck up. Oh, he need to get your shit right. Just shut up. Be quiet, bitch. I don't need you raising no fucking hell. You ain't defending me. Don't act like you the fucking big dog. You ain't got no money to pay for this. Shut the fuck up. All right. And for some reason, that seems to piss women off. Like, I see they extra delicate flowers. But for some reason, when you go to a restaurant and they leave extra carrot off your fucking plate, they want to raise hell. I know you didn't leave a carrot off my man's plate. I'm going to get him. I'll take care of it. Nah, shut the fuck up. Just be quiet. Had these niggas spitting in my drinks the rest of the night because of your goofy ass. Shut all the way to... Hold on for a second. Let me give you this real quick.
Shut your bitch ass up.
They gonna treat you right. I'm gonna put it like, shut up. This is a classy establishment. All right. Nah, they ain't putting boogers in my motherfucking mayonnaise and relish sauce. You know what I mean? And my special sauce, lettuce, cheese, put boogers in there. Nah, fuck that, bro. Let them niggas, okay, they fucked up. All right, it is what it is. All right, they'll correct that shit. They normally correct it while they say that we gave you a dessert and we didn't put it on the tab. No, most of the time they correct it. And this is what people know. When you don't make a scene, most of the time they'll be like, hey, we put a couple drinks on there. We didn't charge you. All right, so they normally come back towards the end of the meal and you're like, hey, man, can you put an extra carrot? You know, I thought there were extra carrots on here. I was under the impression. Oh, yeah, you know that. Yeah, okay, they ran out of carrots. Okay, I see what happened. Don't worry about it. And normally they'll give you a dessert. Here's the check. I took the dessert off. Okay, normally you're going to get it back. Normally that shit going to come back around. All right, but when you raise hell, they be like, oh, we going to give you extra boogers on your motherfucking mac and cheese. All right, that's what they gonna do. Yeah, this ain't Burger King. My man said decorations shouldn't talk. Facts. Decorations shouldn't talk. Hey, I love that shit for real. All right, normally they will make that shit back up to you. It's almost inevitably they're gonna be like, especially if you're in a classy place, they'll make it back up. Hey, I gave you that extra drink. The last couple drinks you bought, it's on me. And then you throw the tip on top of that. You be like, I'm going to throw the tip on top of that because you took care of it. You corrected the situation. You did the right thing. And you know I'm good here. All right. All right. So anyway, that's how I roll. All right. I ain't trying to ruffle up niggas' feathers that got my drinks in their hands. All right. It's like going to Colombia and then just fucking with the girls. Bitch, give me my $40 pussy. All right. She'd be like, here, you want something to drink? And all of a sudden you got scopolamine, the devil's breath. And you knocked the fuck out. You conked out and she cleaning out your hotel room. All right. I don't argue with women that bring leg to me. All right. You want to bring leg to me? All right. Come on. Bring some leg. Everything's good. Lay down. All right. I ain't trying to argue and piss the bitch off and do anything. You like to get choked? Okay. No, you're good. All right. We're good. You like your nipples to pinch? I can pinch your nip. You don't want that? Okay, good. All right, yep, kidney gone, spleen, liver, all fucked up and gone because you over here trying to argue, well, bitch, that you think is beneath you. And what normally happens is and David Banner talked about this, they don't want to be slaves. They want to hold the whip. What people do that don't have power or money most of the time, they don't want to tip because they ain't got the money. I get it. What you want to do is then you want to exhibit your power. You don't have power in society or the world. So what you'll do is you'll treat service people like shit. And this is your one opportunity to exercise power other than when you're behind a half-ton vehicle and you want to block people's path. But you would never do it if you were standing outside that car. All right, because so people don't have power other than when they're behind the car or when people are serving them. So when people serve them, you see the true person by the way they treat service people. They treat them like they're gum underneath the shoe or underneath the desk. They order them around. And so then what'll happen is you treat them disrespectfully because, oh, they have to do this and they ain't got no choice and I got control over them and I'm going to piss them off. So I don't like when people do that, and that's a character flaw. I treat service people with great respect. I don't care what they doing. If a woman got to sell some leg, that doesn't mean I'm going to disrespect her. All right? That's not a means for me to disrespect her and treat her like donkey shit. All right? Now, other people treat her like donkey shit, and she might like to be treated like donkey shit. So I'll ask her, do you like to be degraded? All right? I can accomplish that, but just because you're a service person doesn't mean you're not a person. Doesn't mean I get to treat you like shit. Just because you're a truck driver doesn't mean I get to treat you like shit. You're a truck driver by circumstance or by choice. Doesn't mean that you were put in that position and you can't do any better. So that doesn't mean I get to disrespect you because you were a waiter at 40. All right. Oh, man, you still a waiter at 40? I get to disrespect you. No, that's not the truth. They might choose to be a waiter. They might have that circumstance. They might work out of it and become better than a waiter. Or they might just prefer to be a waiter and want to work their way up to the manager of the wait staff in a high establishment restaurant. They're working their way up. So why disrespect them? I don't need to disrespect the service person, a maid, a butler, a service person, just because, okay, I don't have any power other than when these service people are serving me. All right. So anyway, that's a message for Good Egg here. Yes, indeed. That's a message. All right. Shout out to Ron says, that's for all the great content and wisdom. Please continue to inspire us and continue to be great. Shout out to our brother Donald Trump here. Yes, indeed.
Oh, look at my African-American over here. Look at him. Are you the greatest? You know what I'm talking
and
about?
Ronald, that's a co-sponsorship.
I'm rich, bitch.
Yes, indeed. Shout out to Justin O. He says, not gonna lie, had a JUCO that looked like Dakota Johnson. Pause. And she is a whole 304. 304 is a great stress relief for a 12-hour work shift at work and has been scientifically proven to improve self-esteem and increase testosterone. Roar! 100%. While meanwhile, dudes are running around here, man, I'm going to just try to find the easiest piece of pussy I can. It is what it is. I can't help you guys. MC Hamster in the 24-hour period. Okay, all right, I read that one already. Shout out to you. And I'm going to try to read a couple more, but I'm going to get back to this word. All right, we got the word testifying today. As men, frustrating yourself is not the answer. Frustrating yourself is not the answer. I know you think it is, but it's not. Scientifically proven, all right, to put healing hands on you. I believe healing hands is a thing here. It's therapy. It's therapeutic, man. Shout out to Black Ram 313. It's therapeutic, man. And then I think I got one more. It is our brother, the Ice King, said, just take the money. Shout out to you. Ice King, that's a co-sponsorship. Let's go. You guys are it's Friday. It's Friday.
I'm rich, bitch.
And shout out to all the service providers out here. You're doing legal service or illegal service. All right. We don't know what you're doing. You're actually doing you're corrupting society, or you're providing a great service to a group of men. All right. With that being said, let's move on to the next segment. And the next segment is Straggle and Sniggle Theater. As soon as I find the intro, we will get into it. All right. And I can't find it. I can't key it in on my thing here. Pause. I got it.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
Straggle and Sniggle Theater, let's go. We got some straggles and we got some sniggles. We're down at Straggle Rock. Okay, we're down at Straggle Rock here. We got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have a woman, a black woman. I love her.
Hey, everybody.
All right, and her name is What is her name? Oh, I don't know her name. I think her name is Lynn something, and this is on Revolt TV. As you guys know, most of these TV shows and channels, they're all catered to the feminist New World Order agenda, and there's not anything masculine that they're going to say there for your benefit and for the benefit of black men at all, or men in general. All right, with that being said, we have these two skeezers and this black man on the TV show, and they're going to talk about men who interracially date. All right, for some reason, people are still talking about this in 2024, and it's quite bizarre. It's trey bizarre. So we have these sisters right here. All right, let's take them down. You see these sisters right there. We got a dark-skinned darky, all right, with too much hair on her head. Why so much hair? Why so much hair? Like, the overcompensation of the amount of hair on people's head is absolutely ridiculous. All right, and then you have another sister with some braids. And so this nigga that right here, he was dressed like John Cena or Stone Cold Steve Austin. All right, this woman says, why do black athletes always date white women? False, by the way. Most black athletes do not date white women. All right, but the ones that do date white women are dating white women that they would not get had they been not athletes. So they're getting, but they want to ask is, why do black athletes date top-notch white bitches? All right, that's what it is. All right, that's what they want to talk about. So when they date white women, it's not the fat pogs that they're dating. They're dating top-notch, highly attractive white women, and that seems to rub black women wrong way. But let's hear what these women have to say here about black men who date white women. All right, let me see if I can fast forward. Here we go.
Well, she still got $1 billion, but you can use that as an example too. But I think also my kind of like point of view is, if you go to college, you in your career, you doing your thing, the type of people you around too, it lessens like the black man that you might want. That field do get shorter and shorter because of the war on drugs. Like, we was funneled into prison, y'all was left out here, and y'all figured it out. Like, my mama struggled working regular jobs. Yeah. I'm gonna go the corporate route. And I'm.
What this nigga talking about, man? Y'all niggas gotta literally get out off these black communities, man, believing this shit he talking about. We went up in the pen in the hood and we went to jail, and y'all figured it out here. Y'all held it down. Y'all the backbone of the community. Shut the fuck up. That is the backbone of the worst fucking community on the planet. But that's neither here nor there.
We're gonna do the corporate takeover, and that's what y'all did. That's just real. The stats is though.
But I mean, I feel like I'm trying to get an answer out of y'all that I haven't gotten yet.
Okay, come on.
Go ahead.
When we're walking down the street and we see a black man holding hands with a white woman, we have a very particular experience.
Yes.
But when we be walking down the street, we might see a black woman with a white man. We might not have that same energy.
Yes.
And where is that setting?
I ain't gonna hold you. Sometimes the white boys be pulling some bad. I'm talking about bad. I be like, hey.
They do.
My boy.
And once the black wife effect take over, it'd be like, okay, they match.
Hey.
Honestly, I think a lot of black women, and I'll speak for myself, and I'm working through not feeling like this. If I'm walking down the street and I see a black man with a white woman, there's a weakness in him.
Ooh.
Something in him is weak.
I want to preface this by saying, because I don't think we have an opportunity to say it as much. Love is love.
Love is love.
And as was evidenced in our BEG draft, we just fell in love, and she just happened to be white. Sometimes this happens.
No, that's real.
But sometimes it don't. And I just want to contextualize her statement by saying that.
And I appreciate you doing that, because I believe the same. On the other side, I think when I see a black woman with a white man, despite all the historical context that we know that sits behind that, I think, oh, she must have got she's tired. Like, she must have got so fed up that that she's getting to rest now.
Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Becky, look at her butt.
Oh my God.
I'm gonna tell you, man, I've been telling you for a long time, there's a lot of black women that have great disdain for black men and vice versa. But, you know, we talk about it from the male's perspective. I don't even know why you guys try over there. Why do you even try?
Y'all ready for this?
Why do you even try with some of the things that come out of their mouths? Why do you even try? All right. You think the black woman won? Oh, she was just tired of these niggas. That could be true. I don't disagree with that. But why is the black man weak? All right. Why would he be weak for doing it? I look at him as weak, but I also look at her as she's strong. She was just tired, and she had to go get him a white man, and she had to go have the black wife effect. So you see what's going on here. I think this is a ridiculous conversation. Obviously, I just wanted to highlight it to say, look how ridiculous we are in 2025 having this conversation over and over again. It is very proven that white men who date black women, white men who date black women are very rare. Number one, they're like less than 20% of the conversation when you talk about interracial dating between blacks and whites. They're at the lowest percentage, number one. Number two, there's a reason why, because those men have much more to lose in their economic rise. They have much more to lose to select a black mate. All right, so they typically won't do that. Number three, typically black men do not date high off the hog interracially. They date lower status white women. All right, this is overwhelmingly, every now and then you can point out the case of rich black men who date higher status white women, but typically they're dating trailer park trash. All right, mud sharks, rural area women. All right, that's what they're doing. Fat white women who don't have a high economic or social status. All right, and that has always been the case between these demographics of people. Now, when people try to express their concern for it, they're not even contributing. They're not even entering in these factors. Okay. It ain't like the black woman got someone high off the economic ladder herself. Neither did the black man, unless he's a millionaire or a celebrity. And even then, those cases are extremely rare. All right, they're extremely rare. So it's sad to see that these people are de-evolving the conversation to them getting their feelings hurt. So the white woman is the lower economic status white woman is actually violating a black woman that basically is the same pairing. It's apples to oranges. All you're getting is the different shade of lower economic status women. You're just basically going for a paler version of a lower economic status woman. And that woman then looks and says, what does she have that I don't have? And what is she doing that I don't do? Well, then that's the question you have to ask yourself, because typically you come with a whole list of I ain't going to do and you ain't going to do that, because you see that black man as less than, and you see the white man as his ice is colder and he's greater than, and that he's putting the rest, he's putting the mental rest of black woman. But of course she's giving the black man hell. And so he just basically takes a fat white woman and trades her in from the fat black woman. And she does way more with way less. Typically, she does way more with way less, as opposed to her, the entitlement is still there. Okay, you got to chase me around. You got to do this and that. All right, and so the guys end up not dealing with it. But sad to see this conversation continuing on in 2025 and continuing to hurt feelings, but I said my word on that. All right, we got Straggle Sniggle Theater. We have, was your mom a 304? I don't know. They're asking. I'm not asking, so don't at me related to this. We're going to go to TikTok. We have a blue-eyed devil here, and she's going to look at her mama's yearbook. All right. In her mama's yearbook, hot guys in my mom's 1990 photo album. Okay, here we go right here. All right.
Going through my mom's.
My man said Eve's husband isn't a billionaire. Niggies, you niggas are pathetic. You niggas are pathetic. One black bitch marries one white millionaire, and you niggas hold that as a standard. You niggas ain't shit and are pathetic human beings. Mark my words. You niggas ain't shit and are pathetic human beings. Are all black women marrying billionaires? The answer is no. Now, moving on from you niggas, we're back to some regular conversation that makes fucking sense. Here we go right here. Hot guys in my mom's 1990 photo album.
Like photo album from the 90s
that I don't know
college.
These people anymore.
But
So
she's
sad.
like married to every guy that she's just friends with. I'm like,
We were
and they're all
friends.
stunning. Let me show you these stunning 90s men.
who?
It's like, oh, we're just friends.
We were.
We're just friends.
Best
Just
girlfriend
friends,
ever.
but
Only
best
friends.
friends.
Just my
Another
best friend.
one.
Just there.
My mom says, Donnie G, if you're out there, he's so gorge. Wow. Is he real? Are you
Donnie
kidding
G.
me?
Donnie G.
Are you?
Where
Why
are
don't
you,
they
Donnie
exist
G? There's another
anymore?
one. Good friend.
Just
like
friends.
All right, so you seeing. All right, so she going through the mom's photo book. All right, we don't need to see this, hear the volume here. All right, but look, shout out to this blue-eyed devil right here. The mom is in these streets, and look at moms out there. She looking like the older version of this young Kaylee right here. The mom got a lot of male friends. We're just friends, all right? Oh, man, and mama looking like a young Stephanie McMahon, all All right, look at that. That's just friends. Oh, my male friend, my homie that I went to school with, my play cousin, my play brother. All right, your mama was in these streets. All right, your mama was in these streets. All these Chads and Bradleys. All right, look at that. Mama hugged up. All right, look at that. Just friends. He's just a friend. All right, don't worry about him. He's my gay best friend. All right, daddy need a DNA test is on you, baby. Well, she looks like the mom. Oh, we got steroid guy. He definitely got a scholarship to Miami. All right, there he is, just a friend. On the couch. You know what time it was right there. Your mama was a skeezer. Your mom's was a skeezer. The daughter realizing mom was a skeezoid like she was. There she is in the car. You know what happened in the car? All right, why all these men showing up to hang out with your mammy? All right, you got to ask her that. Yeah, your mama was a hoe. All right, and there was a song related to this, by the way. Look at that. Oh, it was just a friend. Oh, my past don't matter. He's just a friend. Mom said these are just my good friends. All right, yeah, these niggas look satisfied. They look satisfied. All right, and mom was all up in everybody's grill like that. Let's see what mama had to say. Let's see what mama had to say. Mama explaining herself here.
And he now is a therapist in real life.
Oh.
Polka dot
queen.
wait. Polka dot what?
This is the boy Jason.
What?
That I said that I was like, had a thing for all through college. We never ever dated. I never got to date him.
Shoot.
Jason Moore.
Hi, Jason.
You never got to date him? But you hit them, Jason hit them guts though. Jason got that sloppy toppy. All right, yeah. Oh, I just went to his college graduation for no reason. Yeah, Jason, yeah. Uh-huh. Mom's is actually pretty nice back then. Looked just like the blue-eyed daughter. All right.
And more.
We were friends.
So cute.
Just a friend.
Just a friend. Just a friend. All right, he was just a friend. This is why you can't have your women with friends out here.
There's barbecue in there.
Does this look like a friend? All right, he's leaning in just a little bit. All right, and this is back when white women were real flatbacks. All right, before they start eating that GMO Walmart food. All right, but anyway, when white women had flat booties. All right, look at her long ass arms. Just a friend. Just a friend. I don't even remember his name. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. All these men look satisfied, and they're all fraternity Bradleys.
I don't even remember his name.
Just a friend.
Don't know.
Again.
Oh.
Oh, just a friend, huh? Just a friend, huh? But you didn't try to cut him out the picture. Why everybody feeling it? Why she all leaning on these just a friend ass niggas? Oh my goodness. Mama, she's in these streets out here, man. Goodness gracious.
I'm going to the streets. End of story.
Man, the daughter done found out that the mom was a 304. I told you, you better check your mom's resume out here. All them guy friends. That's a lot of male friends, ma'am. You're a friendly woman. Friendly woman. All right, we got Straggle Sniggle Theater, and we got, remember when we told you, we're going to talk about OF girls today, again. All right, but what I told you was maybe a few years ago, there's going to be a time where men will be in relationships with OF girls, but they'll still be active, in which they will choose to be in these relationships because, well, they want a relationship. And this is a pretty girl that they get to be with and touch, and somewhat, they might get a little bit of a fever of the flavor because, yeah, she's an OF girl and everybody wants her and she's attractive. And I said, these men will be in relationships with them because, but what they'll have to do is settle for her doing work. So the woman will separate work from play. So when she's with you intimately, it's play. When she's with other men intimately, it's work. I was working. You've heard women say that. I was working. You've heard Pronstar say that. Her man can't have other women, but she can have other men because she's working. And I said, yeah, that's going to be normal for Gen Z men. Who remembers me saying that? Now, we have a skit of a so-called girl that works, and we have this being played out in the skit. All right. And as we know, art imitates life and vice versa. It says, POV, you're dating an OF girl. And we know several live stream guys to be dating openly OF girls. So here we go.
I have a scene with Johnny Sins on Friday. No. But I ordered you the PS5. That was the deal. Is that I order you the PS5 and I get to do a scene because you're not big enough. Okay. Do you want the PS5 or not? This is how I make my money. Okay. And I'm gonna get the Amex back, but just tomorrow. Yeah. Just tomorrow. But I'll DoorDash you food all day, okay? You can have it. You can have the Amex back after tomorrow. Okay? I love you so much, baby.
Now, that's an OF girl's dream, and it's also men will take this type of relationship. Men for Gen Z will take this type of relationship, trust me. Now, this is a promo for her thing here. Obviously, it's a skit, but there are men that will be like, well, yeah, man, she out here doing it. I don't care what my girls are doing out here, as long as I get money or get what I want or I get my nut and so forth and so on. But, you know, you will realize that men will be in these situations. All right, they'll volunteer. All right, there's a lot of streamers that are in this situation. All right, they got OF girls and they know what they do on the side, and they use these girls for clout on their own platforms as well. And they have business arrangements, i.e. Bradley, what's his name? Bradley M. I can't remember his name, but we showed and proved that he was doing that as well. He had business relationships and personal relationships with them. So here we go right here. This is what I told you. I said, this is going to be normal for not normal. This is going to be something that we see of Gen Z men. That they will take this, especially white boys. Especially white boys will be put in that situation. But niggies with beyond the script, overweight white women, and so forth and so on, and skeezer black women. We're going to see this with India, what's her name? India Love. We're going to see this with them as well. This will be common. This will be common. Seeing your girl get throttled. You're not big enough. Johnny's going to rearrange my guts for camera and content. And I'll get you the PS5.
I have a scene with Johnny Sins on Friday. No. But I ordered you the PS5. That was the deal.
That was the deal. Anytime I get my guts rearranged, you get a PS5. And she says, I don't know what to tell you. This is how I make money. This is how you're able to go on trips and vacations and play cameraman. This is how you're able to ride bitch in the Jeep that we got.
Is that I order you the PS5 and I get to do a scene because you're not big enough.
You're not big enough. Yeah, yeah. But she loves him. I'm going to tell you, man, they really do loving these guys. But they really try in their mind to separate content. Unfortunately, she be having her O face. She be getting her guts rearranged. All right, she be slobbing all over his shit with enthusiasm. All right, it's crazy. And you can watch me doing it, and all your friends are going to watch me doing it. Yeah.
Okay. Do you want the PS5 or not? This is how I make my money.
This is how I make my money. Guys, this is going to be, for the women who do this type of content, yes, this is how they think. Trust me, I've messed with several of these girls. This is how they think. They do try to separate this act from the other. They do separate that. Hey, I'm just doing this for fun and content. It's fun. She really loves doing it. She really loves the act. She is getting the O-face. She's getting nutted on and cream pied. She's getting gang banged, but she also have her stationary boyfriend over here. All right, it's a real problem going forward, man. It is a problem going forward because most men at that age don't have money. They don't have any leverage. All right, so anyway, we got Straggle and Sniggle Theater. We have, let's see here. Why is this on Straggle and Sniggle Theater? We have this woman that says she will never ask a man on a date ever again. All right, we're going to talk about this cold approaching and why men are stopping to approach later on. But tell me what you think about this woman here. She says, never again will I be the first one to initiate a date or a conversation with a man. All right, so here we go. Her name is Miss Highly Favored.
Whoever said men love when women shoot their shot is a damn lie. Because I slid into some man's DMs and I let him know he was handsome. And I told him, like, you know, you handsome and I might just let you take me to lunch. And he gonna leave me on red.
All right, so look at this duck right here. Oh, my goodness, ma'am. What is it about women's brains? They have the most interesting brains, which is absolutely crazy the way they think of things. She said here, I thought men liked when women initiate. I thought men like when women were approached. Okay, yes. However, you literally approached this nigga to pay for your dinner. All right. You know what? I pick you to pay for my meal. Ma'am, are you kidding me?
Oh, the humanity.
Okay. If you approach it, remember the conversation. The rule used to be whoever invited or approached has to pay. But she just has violated, again, the social contract. Remember, they will come up and say that, well, whoever invites, whoever approached has to pay. So you approached him and you nominated him to take you on a date. You nominated him. Hey, I picked you to pay all my bills. In her bird brain, I hope she's kidding. In her bird brain, you think this was appropriate, number one. Number two, I guarantee you approach someone that probably was at the top tier. Hey, you have money. Hey, you have status. Hey, you have muscles. Hey, you have a criminal record. Hey, you're a pookie. Hey, guess what? I pick you to pay for my shit. Yo, and she literally got on Al Gore's internet. I hope she's kidding, man. I hope she's kidding. What? All right.
Whoever said men love when women shoot their shot is a damn lie. Because I slid into some man's DMs and I let him know he was handsome. And I told him, like, you know, you handsome and I might just let you take me to lunch.
I might just let you take me to lunch. I might just let you pay for my free meal. I pick you. Now, in their brain, they don't see it this way. They're like, I offered you to hang out. I was forward with you. I was open. I expressed interest. I wanted to be with you. But most of the time when they invite you, they're inviting you to pay for shit. Now, what we know is the game is a manipulation, right? So the women know that they manipulate and play guys for this. So they kind of know that they're doing this, but then they act like they're surprised when you call them out. What? No, I was just asking you to hang out. I was thinking of you. I was showing I was thinking of you. But they didn't think, they're not thinking that it's going to be an economic cost to the guy. Right? And the guy's going to think, you only invited me to go out because you wanted me to pay. And they're like, no, it's not really like that. Yes, it's really like that. And of course, when I pay, am I going to get laid? No, I'm not that type of girl. No, I'm not going to give you no pussy for taking me out. What are we doing here, ma'am? Just leave me alone. Don't just leave me alone, girl. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Got it. You don't stop mumming me around. Hey, hee. Woo. Gone, girl. Ow. I just missed 2 Michael Jackson songs for your viewing pleasures. That's Straggle and Sniggle Theater.
Like, ride with me if you ride with me, you can slide with me if you feel like 550 on the 5 sticky, come get high with me, that's a deal, right?
The Money Mindset 2025. Join us if you are looking to elevate your mindset to the next level and get your financial information and game back to where it needs to be. This is the Blue Chip Mindset on steroids. We have 80 plus episodes from the last 2 years that you missed available via playback. You can get all of those episodes. Also, every live stream on Sunday night with all of our great contributors with subjects, cryptocurrency, investment, money 101, money 201. Also, if you're looking to become a social media content creator, this is the group for you. 2 times a month, we give you content creator information about how much money you can make via content creation. What are the most popular forms of content creation coming forward in the next few years, and how you can capitalize on an opportunity to be a content creator. Join patreon.com/Coach Greg Adams to find the Money Mindset link. Let's get our blue chip mindset on. The window is still open.
Young nigga got a fetish for success. If I ain't next, and I just leave impression. Next to rain on the window pane, puffy plain Jane. Let him second guess me. Wanna cop the Porsche with the porcelain skin. Grip the wheels at the.
Yo, let's go. Do me a favor, hit the like button. Hit the like. Just give me the likes. Don't pass the scroll. Mugga below. We got a great show for you. Coming up next, we have Crime and Law CGA, and it's the evil world we live in. The legendary Red Pill King, I crowned him myself, Paul Pierce, will be making an appearance on today's show. The Red Pill originator, Paul Pierce, shout out to him. He's got something to say to Dr. Cheyenne 304 Bryant. No government name. It seems that pro-blacks have the most self-hate, especially BWs. I've noticed that poor people see and judge by other race, while wealthy people see and judge by class. Once I bossed up, I only see class. Is that the same for you? Class, I'm a classist, yes.
And that's
I think most of our problems originate from class. You will realize that. Now, there are some racial issues that will never go away in this country or around the world, but class is number one. We separate ourselves extremely by economic class. And sometimes you ain't in the class, and sometimes you ain't in the club. All right, in the club. We got our brother here. Lameek says, paying to have your girl getting bulldozed by Mr. Sins. Ego shattered beyond repair. He says, when a man loves a woman. Also, I think you missed my first super chat at the start of the show. I don't think I did. But yeah, that was the tip about the tip. I actually said that. But let's see. Yep. Oh, it was, I did miss it. Fire stream after dark. Bish said, I did everything right and still got cheated on. Women are always the victim, huh? Shout out to Kevin, the software tester, for helping me with some IT stuff yesterday. I love the valuable info in community and money mindset and locals. Price up these Mitches. I need to price up these Mitches for sure. All right, put the price up on these Mitches. I got some other comments. The Resurrected Simp Enforcer says, Coach, why is it that niggas find out who hurt you and the first thing they say is she must have had some good peace leave, giving her credit when that is never the case. The case is that we try to make an honest woman out of them, give them kids, protection, and provision while they leave us for, and it looks like for Pookies, that they think they're greater. But in reality, the new guy was never greater than us. They get credit for breaking good men and great men of our society. That should be punishable. Shout out to you. That was very well written. That was very well written. Okay, I did miss some super chats. All right, so shout out to you. Yeah, nobody has sympathy for men, essentially. All right, as Lameek was saying right there, yes, I did everything right. I actually had a woman who did everything wrong, and she said, well, I feel better that I did everything right. Right? They want to feel like they did right and they made no mistakes. I was perfect. I did what I was supposed to do. Again, it's not your fault.
And it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault.
All right, I did have some super chats here. Okay, I see I started off back here. Glenn Pont says, I found the Manipulated Man by Esther Vilar. Had to special order it. Just wanted to drop a few coins in your bag. Appreciate, as always, your teachings. Shout out to you right there. We also have NGN. Do you think that the reason men have struggled to let go of their egos is because they refuse to acknowledge and accept that everything in life is transactional and they believe in things that don't exist? Like morals, ethics, Sky Daddy, and laws, and all of these things. Interesting conversation right there. All right, men want to believe, and look, men want to generally believe that women like them. All right, just as women want to believe that men generally like them. Overwhelming is the case that most men that have ever liked a woman has liked them for two reasons: their looks and what's between their legs. Now, that was the initial attraction. Had she not required anything past that and gave them access to their looks and their pussy, most men would stop right there. They would stop all the interaction. That would be the entire interaction. Thus, what women had to do was come up with other reasons to be liked. All right? Or they would have to put up barriers to get access to that. For instance, like, hey, I'm good looking, but I'm smart. They had to add to it. Hey, don't just compliment me on my looks, compliment me on my brain. You see this? This is what women go through to get addition. All right. Just so they don't get used for their beauty and their pussy. So they had to come up with being smart or actually trying to sell that they're smart. What's between my brain? You know, what's between my thoughts? They will come up and say, I'm sapiosexual. I like intelligent conversation. And then what happens is they'll put that up as a block to be able to get access to them. All right, I want you to warm my pussy up with intelligent conversation. And then she's going to talk some bird brain shit. Right? She ain't saying nothing intelligent. She's going to talk about she read some books about astrology, about some horoscopes, some pseudopsychology, and she's going to dress it up as intelligence. And then she wants you to have this intelligent banter. You see what's happening? They're putting barriers up in between their beauty and their vagina because that they know men want that. So then they'll ask for a date, 2 dates. They'll put up things and barriers related to conversation. They'll delay text. They have to do all of these things to put in between beauty and vagina. This is a strategy to not get used. Right? They have to say, I want a long-term relationship. I just don't want to hook up. They have to put all these barriers in between beauty and pussy because if they just led with that, that's how they will get used. Now, men, on the other hand, do the exact same strategy. What'll happen is we have money, we have access to resources, we have the willingness to provide and give meals and go on dates. So women tend to use us for that. What do? We put up barriers. All right, you ain't just going to get a free date. All right, you got to come over first and give me some neck. All right, you got to do this. Don't just use me for money. So what men do is put up a barrier to get access to the resources. All right, you just ain't going to come in and invite me on a date just because you're interested into me. I'm not just going to pay for your lunch. All right, so what we're going to do is you're going to have some casual conversations, some Netflix and chill. Let me get my dick in you. All right, or this and that. All right, no. You ain't going to get access to my resources. So what men do is they try to make themselves more than money, and women try to make themselves more than beauty and pussy. All right, and most of the time it's pussy. All right, the beauty is just an extra. So we're all trying to play this game as to not get used. When in reality, it's the male ego versus the woman's access to sex, the woman's desire for resources and money or to be treated or to be secured. All right, that's what we're doing. It's a constant battle and a fight. All right, it's a constant battle and a fight. We want to be accepted. We want to believe that women like us more than for resources. That should not be part of the conversation. Similarly, a beautiful woman doesn't just want to be treated well because she's beautiful. She wants to add additions to that. Niggas want to add additions to the money. It's my dick. It's my personality. She liked me for me. All right, so that's what we're playing the game against, and it's more ego-based. It's ego-based for the male. For the woman, it's a protection of her resource. So she wants to get as much as she can in order before she gives it up. Now, that's not always the case. When she has a desire to and an itching vagina, she'll give it up to whoever she wants to. Okay, she'll give it up to whoever she wants to. Like I was over there. You guys know I monetize date, and I also play around on some dating apps. I swipe on my dating app. If you're on my JUCO, if you're on Locals, all right, everybody knows that on my dating apps, it's just a place to, for me, I don't really use them seriously. I don't look for mates over there, and I don't date normally. On my dating app, and for the people who don't have Locals and you guys are too fucking ignorant to click that fucking link right there, for the people who watch me, what do I have on my dating app? Okay, what is it? I have a very short bio on my dating app. I have a few pictures. I have a short bio. What is on my dating app? All right. What's on my dating app? Okay. There's a very few words on there, and it's very direct and right to the point. It's right mode 1. What's on my dating app? All right, I'll show you. And then you guys, I'll show you the matches. I'll show you the people who swipe right on me, and I never really have a conversation with them. All right, but this is going to sum it up. All right, what is on my dating app? That's what it says. It says hookups only. No, not looking for a relationship. That's the only thing it says. I still get matches. I still get women that swipe. Are they top-notch women? No, I mean, they're whatever. They're whatever. That's all it says. It says no relationships, hookups only. Now, every now and then, some woman will swipe and start a conversation, and then I'll say, did you read my bio? Most of the time, the women say, yeah, I read it. So last night, a woman was on there. She pinged me. I said, did you read my bio? She said, yeah. And she said, what side of town you live on? I said, what side? And she was like, oh, okay, I live over there too. What a coincidence. She said, are you spontaneous? I said, yep. She said, let's go grab her drink. We grab her drink. She didn't even finish half the drink. I said, let's go home. She's in my bedroom getting folded up. All right, just like that. Now, the point of it is, it's not to brag. But I was direct. I told you what my intentions were. 90% of women go left. I don't worry about those 90%. All right? I worry about the 1%, 2% that read the bio and know what's up. The point I was making is they'll sleep with whoever they want to sleep with. So if they have that itch, they'll get that itch scratched. Now, I'm pretty sure she's on the dating app with other dudes asking for dates and to be doing this and doing that and doing this and doing that. Okay, that's where men have the problem. Why is she giving this man that? And she's putting up barriers to get access to her for other men. That's the point that I'm trying to teach you. That's the point where women will put up barriers to get to their beauty and their vaginas. For most men, the men that they don't really care about, they're just trying to hook up with, they don't put those barriers up to. They don't put them up. Which means, in effect, why are you chasing women playing this game? Why are you playing this game as a man? Why would you play this game and put your intelligence, your resources, your heart, your belief system that a woman likes you but more for than the resources that she can get you? Why would you chase a bitch ever in your life? That's the question. Why would you do it? They're playing a unreasonable game with you men. Why would you do it? Even with your wife, why would you do it? You guys have such a scarcity mindset with women in America. You have a scarcity mindset. There's so many women out here that are willing to do for what you want to get. You can get right to it. You're wasting your time. You're wasting your resources. You're putting too much interest in these women that are playing games with you. That one dude she's doing this with too, the next she's doing that too. She's playing games with you. All of them are. Not only that, most men are playing games with them. Now, if you just like to be in the company of women that waste your money, energy, and time and resources, fine with me. But this is what we're talking about. This is what we're trying to get men to see. You're playing a game in which you are getting completely filleted because they put morality and religion and sky daddy and morals, and they put all this bullshit in here. This is how you treat her. This is how you get her. This is how you win her over in the end. This is how the nice guys win in the end. Why are you doing this? You can literally get your meat fixed. He'll come over here and fix your meat for $150. Well, I can't do that because God and morality, and I just can't see myself, and I'm beneath it, and I'm too bigger than that. And you're not, nigga, you don't even have $150 to talk about. Now, what are you doing? This is what we're talking about. I don't say these things to brag. What I talk about on Locals is to show you in living color what's going on out here. And why you're wasting all of your goddamn resources and money, energy, attention, and time to try to figure this out. And you're like, well, maybe this is different. The same woman that is making you go on a date with her and take her out, she fucking who she wants for less. Way less. And she's already fucked 50 guys before that for less and enjoyed it. Every bit of it. But you're trying to solve for this shit. It's like crazy. It's crazy, man. Don't waste your fucking time, breath. All right? Get yourself some fucking leverage. Have abundance. Let 90% of women walk away and be like, I don't want to hook up no more. Bitch, you like 35. You've been hooked up already. You've been done hooked up. You've been and gave men your guts for less than a motherfucking bag of chips. Or you sold it to another dude for $250. What the fuck are you talking about? You divorced 1 and 2 men already. You got a baby daddy. Shut the fuck up. Like, I'm not playing your game. So just don't be scared out here. Don't be scared to approach. Don't be scared to not approach. Don't get caught up in that. That's all bullshit. What you need to do is get right to it. When a woman comes up to you, tell her exactly what the fuck you want. Don't bother me, bitch. Leave me alone. No, I'm not paying for your shit. Or I'll pay for that shit. Give me the pussy. Like that. Get right to it. What you want. All right, you get nothing, but I can hook up with you and send you home. That's what you get. Like, that's all that you're dealing with, man. Just keep it real. Move the fuck on. If you guys want to be in monk mode, okay, be in monk mode. Whatever the fuck you want to do. All right, we got somebody else pinging me. Who the hell is this? All right, I don't know who it is now. So, anyway, I never say things to brag. I never say anything to brag. But what I do is try to demonstrate to you. But in order for you to get that, in order for you to get this in life, you got to get into an abundance mindset. Not an abundance of women, an abundance of options. You demonstrate that by your lifestyle, the free agent lifestyle. You know, I ain't got no time. I travel once a month. I'm out of the country, you know, a week and a half out of the month. I ain't got no time for a relationship. Oh, okay, that makes sense. You want to meet for a drink? Yep. And then all of a sudden, you folding her ass up. Because she realizes he ain't the type of dude that's just going to be sitting up under me all the time and catering to me. But I'm interested in him. He seems interesting. But you, on the other hand, guess what? She putting up all these barriers and shit, like, hoping that you fall for the bullshit, right? Hoping that you fall for the okie doke. And then she continues to do what? Extract attention from you. Shout out to No Government Name BH over on the Cash App. Appreciate you here. Shout out to J-Man says, boo-hoo-tea, boo-hoo-tea. All right, I know, man. You guys wish you knew this shit earlier. All right, and you don't have to agree to it. And please do not bring morality and shit over here, and don't thump your Bible to prove this shit wrong, man. Fuck all that. We ain't got no time for that shit. All right, if we gonna play the game of morality, then everybody has to agree that we're doing morality. That means there's a social contract. All right, there's a social contract, but don't guilt me over here with motherfucking hell and heaven or hell when everybody else is cheating the system. All right, so if we gonna play fair, everybody gonna play fair. That's what I'm telling you. Like, don't, because what they'll do is they'll go for good, kind-hearted people, and they'll say, why don't you play the game fair? Meanwhile, you playing the game foul on the back end. You just don't let nobody know. Meanwhile, the men who play the game foul, y'all let them play the game foul. You never tell them to be moral because you know them niggas ain't gonna do it. They got cold hearts. But then you come over here to the regular niggas and be like, why don't you play the game fair and follow the rules? Okay, I'll play the game fair. And then y'all violate this nigga. Y'all cheat the system. You go behind the... Nah, fuck that. All right, don't bring that shit over here, bruh. All right, I played the game fair and it got me nowhere. And then where was you at when I was getting fucking cheated again? All right, nah. All right, don't you trying to get me to play by the rules for fair, the fair rules, and y'all here committing fouls and shit. It's crazy, man. Just be the good guy. Just do right. Do right by her. Play the game fair. Do the right thing. Nah. No. And the women ain't playing fair either. So no, I ain't playing the game fair either. Don't guilt me into your whole morality loop while you sitting over there with dry deek syndrome. Fuck you, nigga. You want to be over here losing? You stay losing. H every day says, yo, wait, hold up. That girl reverse pimping with that PS5 Duke shoot. He says, so men are light-skinned, funny-faced beaches now. We're in bizarre world. Yes, indeed, we are. It's the economics, man. It's the economics. Men are in bad economic position. So they're playing women now. They're cosplaying as women. And the women know this, by the way. Any women know watching me, you know exactly what I'm talking about. These new men are cosplaying as bitches. They're bitches. They're the new men. The new men are out here. They call them princesses, passenger princesses. These new men are cosplaying as women. Like, they're not aggressive. They're not assertive. They beg. They don't have no goddamn what do you call it? Not abundance, but no ambition. They have no ambition. They don't sacrifice. They don't risk. Them niggas don't, these new men, and then they just be out here, man. Where the money tree at? It's tough out here. Like, dudes are really in bad shape. They're scared of women. They want 50-50 dates. Niggas is in the, they ain't got no backbone, no balls, no aggression. They drizzle. These niggas out here, these new niggas are pathetic. They just want to sit here and let pussy rain on them. They trying to Pookie Max their way and dress like Pookies and gangbangers to get vagina. Right? They riding in the passenger seat of a woman's car getting driven around. Like, these new niggas are wild, man. Wild. And then this is going to be the standard, man. This is the standard. We just going to lowball these women. Absolutely. These dudes are pathetic, man. Dudes are pathetic today. And I get why women doing what they doing, but I don't know what to tell you. What are we doing here? Let's do some good egg. All right. How about we do some positivity here? How about we do some positivity? Shout out to this guy right here on your screen. Oh, I don't got my key in, so I got to do it. I keep forgetting, man. My Stream Deck messed up. All right, shout out to this guy out here, the 70-year-old man in Florida going feral for how fit he is. Check out this man right here. Shout out to this guy right here, 70-year-old man. He says he's 70. He looks like it too. He looks like me. Gray beard. Senor Gregorio, 70-year-old. All right, that's fit. All right, and that did not happen overnight. I'm going to just tell you this right now. For the men who want to get in shape, well, let's just say he does look like he have a hernia, but that's neither here nor there. He needs to fix that. Potential hernia there. All right, and possibly some HGH. All right, he definitely got HGH gut, but that's neither here nor there. He definitely working hard, all right, regardless. So we want to big up him, and he's got some words of wisdom, and it didn't happen overnight. I'm going to just tell you. So for the people who think they can do this overnight, you're wrong. But you can make a change in your life to get in shape. And he does move around very well for a 70-year-old man. He has definitely got swole. He ain't got no bird chest. He probably was already kind of naturally fit, if you will. And he maintained that fitness over time. And with a little bit of help, the miracles of modern science, he's able to look like this at 70. Let's see what he has to talk about here.
With my body when I'm working out. And also, just to put a little bit more into that diet thing, like my buddy Coco West always said, it don't take a rocket science to figure out if you want to.
Tell the people how old you are.
I'm 70 years old.
All right, and you've been working out for how long?
Oh, just about all my life, man.
What's your diet kind of looking like?
Okay, I intermittent fast.
All right,
we got intermittent fasting. He said he's been working out all his life. This is not a surprise. This does not happen overnight. Okay. And yeah, TRT is not going to get you like this. Trust me. All right. TRT will get you decently. It ain't going to get you like this. You need to probably be, number one, genetics. Number two, be working out most of your lifetime like this. And number three, you're going to need some growth hormone, more than likely, if you are not working out like this. So, yeah, intermittent fasting. He also says,
if you want to lose weight, just stop eating so damn much.
And he already had a healthy lifestyle before that, more than likely, and he has a strong mind. He probably has a very strong mind, and he probably doesn't eat junk food, and he's very disciplined. All right, so you add on to that. I mean, just TRT alone ain't going to get you any of this, all right, at all. Not even just taking growth hormones and sitting there is going to get you this. So I'm pretty sure he works hard. He's disciplined. He gets up early in the morning to work out. He never skips a workout. He probably eats low carbs, and he intermittent fasts. He probably has little distraction of these hoes, and he probably pay these hoes and get rid of them. So just to look like this and sound like this at 70, you know, he's done a lot of things right. He probably is. He might be married. He might not be. I have no idea.
What are some common myths that people believe about fitness and aging and getting older?
Okay, I do fitness first. It doesn't matter what age you're at. If you put in the work, you can get something out of it.
Pretty simple. Yes, that's simple. But a lot of people can't do that, so it's not as simple.
That's the key. You got to put in work.
Got to put in work.
And as far as aging goes, one of the myths is that you can't build muscle after 40. Look at me. I'm 70 years old.
Yeah.
70 years
Let's
old.
go.
So, you know, that's a complete lie. Let's be blunt about it.
All right, he definitely built from some bucks. All right, so not everybody has these genetics as well, but shout out to him. All right, he's got more to say.
Burpees, tie flips, push-ups, and squats.
This is not easy to do at 70. I'm going to tell you, it's not even easy to do at 40. All right, so even at 40, this hurts. So I can only imagine if he's living 30 more years. All right, this is definitely got to be, getting out of bed the next morning. I don't care if you do this. Getting out of bed in the morning is going to be rough. All right, this is impressive. Guys, it's never too late to get started. Let's just say you're Let's just say you're 40 now and you have 30 more years. You can start today. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, you can start today. Shout out to him. You definitely see where the hernia comes from. All right, but shout out to him. This is impressive. He should be celebrated for this. Oh, he going to do burpees too? Oh, my goodness. Hey, let's get it.
Oh, the humanity.
All right. Yes. Oh, that's not a burpee. Those are air squats. All right, but that's still impressive. Shout out to this guy, and let me see if he has a name so I can drop his name. His name is Timefect. All right, let's see if this pops up on the internet here. All right, it's not coming up. I'm clicking on it. Maybe it's the wrong link. Or no, it's J-Rod Life. J-Rod Life over on TikTok. All right, so let's see here. J-Rod Life over on TikTok. So go ahead and give him a follow. You see there, right there, J-Rod Life. Shout out to him. Congratulations to him. And men, it ain't never too late. Get on it. Get active. All right, and stop trying to be out here pleasing these bitches. All right, we got another woman out here, a whole big old pog. All right, and I can't play my pog clip because my shit is fucked up over here. But we have a pog. All right, so here we go right here. This pog says the realization that healthy habits really do work is devastating. So you see this woman out here. She's actually lived her life in reverse. She's let herself go. She's lazy, lethargic, and she definitely has probably some bad habits. Most people will say, no, she's just fat and it just happened. No, in order to look like this, you have to put in effort. All right, you have to put in effort. Unfortunately, negative effort. Let's see what she has to say here.
I have terrible news, you guys. It turns out getting out of bed before 8 a.m. and taking a walk every day actually does fix a lot.
Yeah.
The haters were right yet again. I have terrible news, you guys.
Yeah.
It turns out getting out of bed before 8 a.m. and taking a walk every day actually does fix a lot.
Yeah, exactly. And when you do it repeatedly, you will see results. But most people will say, you don't have to get up early. You don't have to do this. You don't have to be disciplined. You don't have to do, you can sleep in. Sleeping in is not a problem. Women need extra sleep. All right. And then guess what? They end up like this 5 years down the line, way too fat, 50 pounds gained. All right. And then putting down the ho-hos, the Twinkies and the Twizzlers. All right. Stop smoking weed, getting up early, having a purpose. It does help out. It helps out mentally and physically. All right, we already proved this. All right, discipline is the key. When you lack discipline, you stay up all in the middle of the night and you're all up on your Instagram scrolling. You're going to look up 5 years later and go, damn, what happened? All right, it didn't work out for you. And so shout out to her and her lack of chin to figure out it does make a difference. It makes a difference. And you do that over time and take care of yourself, you will come out on the better side. The people who continue to do this, you will find that most of them, 98% of them, come out worse. Now, I do want to apologize on Good Egg Greg. I got to apologize for our brother here, Black Boy Max. All right, I covered this yesterday in which there was a video that resurfaced of him allegedly being accused of being on an all-male dating app. All right, and I featured this yesterday, and I did need to go ahead and apologize. I got trolled. The internet got trolled, and CGA, he fell for it. So I do have to say, shout out to Black Boy Max. My son, I had to show my son, and he said, Dad, this is fake. All right, and people can easily do this to you, and you should have knew better. And so I'm going to do better and say, Black Boy Max, yeah, this was a finesse. It was an old clip, and what somebody did was they created a screenshot of a dating app, of a Duke shooting dating app, and then they put that over this explanation. All right. And the explanation is not actually related to this particular incident of him being discovered to be on a gay dating app. So I'll play it and then I'll go ahead and cover my bases. All right, here we go right here.
Internet, these type of shits live on forever. And that's just something I have to be okay with because it happened. I did it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, it's ultimately my fault. I got to take accountability. I'm the one who did that bullshit. You feel me? How I really look at it is like it was really more so a message from God. Like, this is where, like, look what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my gay niggas. I'm sure there's some gay niggas in chat because there's mad niggas in here. Y'all are great.
All right, so you see what they did here, and apparently here. All right. And apparently here it says right here, this post is misleading. In the original clip, Playboy Max was sharing the discomfort he had about the sexual harassment he was getting from people in the DMs. So CGA, that's a L. All right, so I do take accountability for that. It was a clip that I played. We roasted him, and it was not accurate. And so as a means to say I apologize to Playboy Mac, I apologize for featuring this and clowning you and the rest of the Gen Zs I clowned. And I went on for about 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes. So, yeah. Apologies 2004. Sorry for 2004. Yes, I have to say that. All right, moving on with the rest of the show. You know, I do have to take accountability on that one. But it was funny as fuck. But yeah, you know, my son was like, that could easily happen to you. So, I sorry. You accept my apology, do you? I mean, you know, I feel bad. I feel bad. We got Crime and Law CGA coming up here. We got some criminals in the building. Who's committing crimes out here? I sorry. All right, Crime and Law CGA, an update on the Shannon Sharpe case. You guys know Shannon Sharpe? He was with that OnlyFans girl, the 19-year-old white girl. All right.
Where the white women at?
All right, the 19-year-old white girl that he was putting a banana up the tailpipe. Well, apparently they had a hearing recently on the case where Shannon Sharpe is fighting for his life. And we do have an update of what happened here. You guys remember the story. I'm actually trying to get to it here. Law and Crime Network, which is a decent network. You guys should go check them out. Apparently there was a hearing, and I'm just going based off what they were reporting. There was a hearing to establish, you know, the case for Shannon Sharpe. You guys know he's fighting for his life out here like R. Kelly. Well, apparently the accuser's lawyer, who I believe in the case is the guy from Texas. I can't remember his name off the top of my head. They no-showed.
If the reporting's true.
All right. They no-showed. You guys know the lawyer here.
And this was filed in April. I mean, we're already in July. We would say 21 days, 30 days. I didn't see anything. Yeah, I didn't see anything about him getting some sort of extension. He might have. But what would be the reason to not prepare an answer? And would there be a situation where the court says, we're going to allow the case to go forward? You know, you're not in default. Just file an answer as soon as you can. I mean, it just seems strange that based on the reporting, I think it was from the New York Post a few days ago, that they said there was no legal response yet. Can you give any insight into that?
All right. So Tony Busby, in the accuser side, is the lawyer. Tony Busby, he's got many cases against many people. Tony Busby failed to file a response, I believe, and they failed to show up to court in the first hearing. Unfortunately, the judge didn't dismiss or default the case. They're going to give them an extension potentially and then allow them to present whatever case that they have after the fact. But it is real sad in this case that Shannon Sharpe is defending himself. He's ready. He shows up to court, but the false alligator does not show up to court. Oh, no. Wow. Shout out to Shannon Sharpe. All right, they want the settlement, they didn't plan on Shannon Sharpe fighting it. They didn't plan on him fighting it and fighting for his life. They just want the check. Now, they're losing leverage by not showing up. The attorney apparently didn't show up. I don't know if the woman showed up. I don't know if they said that, but they said the attorney no-showed.
Having the headline several months ago. Now, before we dive into the latest developments, got to do a little bit of a rewind here. So the lawsuit that was filed.
Right, they're doing a rewind. We don't want to do the rewind here.
Like the wheels of justice turn very slowly, and sometimes you don't really have an answer, right? And sometimes just, hey, what is stopping these attorneys from just kind of pushing the case out indefinitely? So behind the scenes, judges are graded on their own rubrics about how quickly they're adjudicating cases. So no judge is in the business of just allowing a case to be, we'll say, extended indefinitely. And judges, part of their job, in addition to getting a decision on the merits or pushing the parties toward a settlement, is to push the parties in some direction and not just kind of lay out there. And Jesse, just, I guess, like strategically, when Lanny Davis came onto the case, he came in very aggressively. And I know we spent a lot of time in our last conversation talking about the I guess making public of certain settlement negotiations. But Lanny Davis also said that Sharp was going to go on the aggressive with his own defamation case.
Right.
So, I just from the initial posturing of the case, Sharp is not taking an aggressive standpoint. Quite the contrary. He's just kind of playing wait and see, I guess, for lack of a better term. So, if people have questions as to why Sharp and his legal team, and I think there's some new lawyers involved now, it's certainly a changing of the strategy, which on day one was let's go 100 miles per hour, let's go on the offensive. And now when you don't really file an answer, it's safe to say you're not even playing defense. You're just kind of doing nothing.
Is that typical in the sense, like you could say, okay, well, there's a change in circumstances. We're going to come off aggressive first, but things can change. It's not necessarily that there was a mistake made with that comment. I mean, there could be a situation where you say a thing one day and then there's a change in circumstances the next, right? I mean, I hear exactly what you're saying. And I believe Lonnie Davis had talked about how Shannon Sharp had rejected a settlement offer. And like you said, we talked about that. Was that wise to make that public?
Fair use.
But I guess there could be maybe just a reason why there seems to be a change.
I'll give you my best guess, right? So it looks like Lanny Davis, for we'll say best case scenario, is one of now a number of lawyers involved on Sharp's side. So it could be, right, you have new representation, they want to slow things down, they want to just change the gear, right? The other, just I want to throw this out there, and again, you and I are trying to make sense of what is pretty much a barren docket at this point. Why, and certainly on the plaintiff side, people are not, this is not a foreign concept. Plaintiffs' attorneys in a case like this will generally work off of some contingency. So they'll get paid assuming plaintiff side wins, right? They're not generally working off of a billable hour system. Very different on the defense side, where defense counsel are getting paid by the hour, right? Billable hours. So if Sharp's side were to take an aggressive standpoint on a defense case, of what Sharp's arrangement is here, but you'd be paying attorneys by the hour to take an aggressive standpoint on that defense. Now, hypothetically, Jesse, let's say the parties, since you and I last spoke, right, at the end of April, beginning of May, whenever that was, let's say the parties have made some additional traction towards settlement. And as Sharp's lawyer, Davis, said, at one point they were making some progress. So let's say over the last 2 months or so, they've made some progress.
Yes.
That would be a reason to slow down these court proceedings. So
all right, so listen. Okay. All right. He's basically, the long way he's saying is, he's saying a long way to say basically Shannon Sharp's defense team does not want to have this settled relatively quickly because they're on billable hours. They want to prolong this case. And it could be the fact that the other attorney didn't show up because his attorneys might have said, hey, we're not going to push for a settlement here. We're going to try to, we're trying to just stretch this out as much as we can. Essentially, that's what they're saying. So he's hired new counsel. They don't want to settle fast. They want to draw this out. They want to get their billable hours. So there may have been a miscommunication between the other team, the accuser's attorneys, whether they needed to show up because they have not filed a response. They have not done anything. All right. They just showed up to court. I didn't know we were showing up. Could be the case. Now, if Shannon Sharp didn't show up, all right, if Shannon Sharp didn't show up, it would have been case fucking closed. The judge would have been like, default judgment, you lose $50 million. We know this. And this happens in the family court as well. She doesn't show up. They will call her. They will say, find out, and they will take any excuses as to why the mother or the wife doesn't shows up. You don't show up. It's default judgment, and you're paying $3,000 a month in child support. So it sounds like that's what's happening here, and this is what they're getting to without listening to the entire video. All right, he has new attorneys, and they don't need to settle. They're going to milk Shannon Sharp for all the money he can, and then they'll eventually have a settlement in which her attorneys will be paid on contingency, and maybe the other attorneys can slide each other a check. All right, so the lawyers start working in cahoots. This is why we always say stay out of these courts. Stay out of these courts. So Shannon Sharp is now caught up in the loop, and he showed up to court. Oh, there's a continuation. Oh, the attorney didn't show up. I thought we had an agreement. I didn't realize, I thought since you had new counsel, I thought you needed extra time. And so now it's time to pick Shannon Sharp's pockets clean.
Straight jacket.
All right, now it's time to pick his pockets clean because that's what these lawyers do. Know this going in when you're hyper-vigilant about fighting for your rights. Not to say you shouldn't fight for yourself, but know this going in. These cases is to get as much money as they possibly can from you, including in the Diddy case. Speaking of, we have Andrew Tate over here, who is now revealed some explosive evidence that he was being set up from the beginning. All right, so we have Andrew Tate. You guys know him. Andrew Tate says he has found evidence that there has been a group that has paid at least one of the key witnesses in this case for testimony and to file a police report. So he's saying essentially the Matrix is attacking him. That's what he's saying. All right, so let's hear from Andrew Tate.
The girl who initially accused my brother and I of human trafficking 3.5 years ago has just admitted to DCAW that she was paid in advance before she made the police report $100,000 to make the report, and the money came from a USAID-funded NGO designed to combat human trafficking. Why would you pay somebody before they make a police report $100,000 to combat human trafficking unless you were actually trying to set us up? She then admits that after she took the money, she flew here, made the police report, and after only 3 days in Romania, she was flown to the south of France. The flights, hotels, and budget for her stay there was all paid for by the same NGO. And we have the fucking paperwork. The girl who initially accused my brother and I of human trafficking 3.5 years ago has just admitted to DCAW.
All right, so that's Andrew Tate saying that the girl that, he's done some digging, some paperwork, maybe his legal team or lawyers. This is not a surprise at all because new world order. All right, this is not a surprise because one of the reasons we know he got in trouble is because he went after the wrong people. All right, so he had already had cases before this. He's not saying that. I don't see any evidence. Of course, this is a short video. He didn't show you any paperwork, but I'm pretty sure he had an emergency stream showing this. And shout out to him for this one. This is not a surprise at all. All right, because he went against a political establishment. He went against the social media platforms. They basically prevent other people from doing exactly what he got over on intelligently to roll up the algorithm of social media. It's not a surprise. The minute you went in on that Greta girl, it was a wrap for him and asking what color Bugatti he got. They let him get so far, but then he kind of went in on the NWO and the Matrix. All right, so then they said, okay, we got something for you. We learned this from Diddy. All right, Diddy tried to go in on a certain organized group of people, and they said, we got something for your ass. All right, so, that's what we know.
Gotcha, bitch.
So I pretty much know that what he probably has discovered to most likely be true. That doesn't mean he's innocent of any of these charges, but it shows you what the motives were. The motives were you start talking shit on the NWO. The NWO said, we got something for your ass. Go sit down. Go sit down. And they sat him down. They've sat him down here for the last couple of years, and now he's had to fight for his life like R. Kelly. And scrambling and scraping for shit. Now, we do wish him luck with this battle. That doesn't mean that the stuff that they are accusing him of is false. All right, he's just saying in the case of this particular woman, all right, what she's doing is it's sketchy. All right, and he's proving that she was paid to do this. Not a surprise. Not a surprise at all. All right, but that doesn't mean he's just like Diddy. Cassie was not a victim. I agree with that. That doesn't mean Diddy's a human being either. That doesn't mean Diddy doesn't have dirt on his hands or blood on his hands. So he could get hemmed up for other cases, but not that particular case. All right, same thing with Andrew Tate. Maybe that case that they have against him is flimsy, and he had people going on and attacking him in the Matrix. All right, so I agree with that. Now, you did admit to some other shit, all right, but that's neither here nor there. Pippin holds degrees. All right, so there you go right there. You do have to be careful who you go after, but shout out to him and keeping up his fight for his freedom. Hopefully that helps him in that case. Hopefully that helps him in that case. I don't know if it will, but it actually and I don't know if he was able to show and demonstrate this evidence because sometimes he says something and it's not exactly as accurate as he portrays it. But in this situation, I believe him. Okay. I definitely believe that he has had people that were paid and funded to take him down. All right, that's not even out of the realm of possibility of believing that. Anybody could believe that. All right, that was definitely an organized campaign to take him to the situation he is. Now, he does have other cases. So is that the case in all the cases? We'll have to see on Crime and Law CGA. All right, last one, Crime and Law CGA. This is not really crime and law related. All right. But we're going to ask you, what cities have the most beautiful women? All right. Yo, this is going to be an interesting case here. What cities have the most beautiful women? Well, there's a list compiled by, who compiled the list? There it is right there. A list of U.S. cities with the most beautiful women. Now, I don't know why they choose to put that thumbnail up there, but all right. We're going to go with it. We're going to go with it. Let's see if Memphis or Indianapolis or Columbus, Ohio is on the list. This is the United States, by the way. We have cities, and now they choose the thick black woman. What cities have the most beautiful, finest women in the United States? All right, this is according to, I don't know who this is according to, just to be honest with you. All right, I don't know if it's according to this woman or there's a man. They cropped this name out, so we don't know who has put this list together. But World Star has posted this, and we're going to see. Number one, and we've done a show on this already, so we'll just see. Number one, Miami, Florida. So we already know where this is going. All right, we already know what this is going. Although there are some beautiful women in Miami for sure. Number two, Los Angeles, home of the scandalous. New York, Las Vegas, Nevada, and Chicago, Illinois, rounding out the top 5. And the bottom 10 would be Houston, Texas, the Houston 10s. San Diego, California, Baltimore, Maryland coming in at 8. Number 9, Orlando, Florida, and Dallas, Texas at number 10. So the top 10, I got some problems with. I got some major problems with. So again, who put this list together? On what basis do they qualify beauty? Are they using the international objective beauty scale? Or are they using beauty scale for booty models, IG models, duck lip bitches, and skeezers? All right, we can't tell. Because I'm just going to take the top 10 and say this is wrong. All right, just on face value. Number 1, Miami would not be number 1. All right, and Las Vegas would not be number 4. So I can just basically just knock them down. I'll put Miami down a few notches. There are some beautiful women. Shout out to those Cuban women out there. I'm going to take Las Vegas down all the way. Should not even be up there at all. And many people who experience Las Vegas, you only experience Las Vegas as a tourist. All right, so the people that are in the 1.5 mile, 2 mile strip, yeah, you're going to find attractive women there, but none of them are from Las Vegas. All right, I'm going to tell you that. Okay, none of them from Las Vegas. I don't know why Chicago was even in the top 5. In Houston, what are we basing this off of? Strags? All right, San Diego should be way higher, potentially number 1. I don't see Phoenix. All right, where's Phoenix? All right, and how is Baltimore in there? And Orlando, home of the what? Trailer park trash. Crystal Metheny. How is Orlando up there and Tampa's not there? I mean, this list is shitty. This shows that people don't travel. I mean, this is a terrible list. And by the way, I've actually been to all of these places. I've been to every single one of these places, so I can speak on it. Los Angeles, New York should be number 1 or number 2. Either one. You can take a coin flip, depending on your standard of beauty. San Diego should be in the top 3. All right. Las Vegas shouldn't even be anywhere close to the top 10. Neither should Chicago or Houston. All right. But Baltimore shouldn't even be on the list of the top 30. And neither should Orlando. All right, Dallas should probably be a little bit higher. Let's take the top or the next 10. They say Bay Area, California. Bay Area, California. I mean, would that be San Francisco or Oakland? We talking about Vallejo, Richmond? Stop. I mean, if you said San Francisco, fine. All right. You throw Oakland in there? No. All right. So, no. Tampa coming in way low. Atlanta should not even be in the top 20. All right. Although there's some beautiful people there. Most of them look garbage. You know what I mean? Too much makeup, too much hair and hair weave. All right. Austin, Texas will probably be a little bit higher, but they're a college town. Newark, New Jersey. Holy shit. Newark, New Jersey. I mean, a nigga put this list together, more than likely. A nigga put this list together. All right, D.C. should be higher. Detroit should be off the list. Take Detroit complete. Jacksonville. This is disgraceful. I mean, this is a disgraceful list. I mean, there's more to life than being niggas, you know.
Nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit, nigga shit.
Now, I live in San Jose, so San Jose could be on this list. I used to live in San Jose, and it is very multicultural. Lots of great-looking Asian women there. So I would put San Jose high up on the list. Scottsdale, really? 19? Scottsdale, Arizona? Scottsdale is number 19? Nigga, please, bruh. Scottsdale got to be in the top 10 for sure. Scottsdale is in the top 10, bro. There's no way. Scottsdale. Where's Orange County, California at? I mean, come on, bruh. I can't even get Anaheim on the list. There's no Orange County on the list? Okay, got it. Seattle, Washington, way down here. All right, come on. There's no Orange County, California on here? Please. Newport, Corona del Mar, Laguna Beach, fucking Seal Beach, San Clemente. Not a one. All right, give me one Orange County city. Just one. All right, and you're good. All right, you were good. All right, not even at the top 10, no Orange County. Okay, this list is trash. All right, absolutely filthy garbage. All right, hot garbage. And Seattle is way above many of these other areas. And there's a lot of, Tiva sandals out there. Seattle at 20, false. All right, false. All right, might as well put Portland in there. All right, home of the Pog. All right, this list is hot potato garbage. Hot potato garbage. Yeah, I will take Irvine in here. Irvine belongs in here somewhere in the top 10 or 12. I mean, this is absolute hot garbage ass list. Detroit off the list. Baltimore off the list. Orlando off the, Orlando has University of Central Florida, so I guess I'll give them in the top 10 or 20. All right, Atlanta, no. I mean, no. I mean, you cannot have about all that hair weave and then call people beautiful. You cannot have all these wigs and call people beautiful. I know you can't have breast implants and duck lips too. I get it. But the real problem is niggerism on this list.
The real problem is niggerism. That's the real problem.
No Nashville. All right, no Nashville. I don't see Nash Vegas on here. I don't see Nash Vegas. I mean, there's definitely some people on this list. There's some cities on this list that are missing in action. All right, and Newark, New Jersey. You might as well have put Rochester, New York. Rochester. You might as well put Rochester on the list if Newark is getting on the list. All right, so anyway, what do you think about this list? All right, anyway, there's Texas on there. They had Houston and Dallas. They had Austin. They had all three of the big ones. They didn't have San Antonio at all. They didn't have San Antonio. Now, I've been to Orlando 4 or 5 times, bro. Let me tell you something. If you're not on Orange Avenue, if you're not by the University of Central Florida, it is a shit show in Orlando. I'm talking about women and men walking around with fat stomachs hanging all the way down to their knees. Orlando is hot garbage, other than the University of Central Florida and Orange Avenue. Shout out to everybody on Orange Avenue. All right, it's a fashion show over there. They got some hotties, Latinas. They got a lot of Latinas in Orlando as well. A lot of white girls, University of Central Florida, 63,000 students there. You're gonna find some very beautiful young girls over there in Orlando. Once you get above 25 in Orlando, it's a shit show. Once the woman gets past 25 in Orlando, it's over. It's over. There ain't not many good-looking women in Orlando past the age of 25 in Orlando. Trust me, I've been there many, many times. They do got some strags there too. They got some hot strags there too. There's a restaurant you go to there, and they got some very good stuff going over there. Anyway, Newark. All right. Anyway, my man said, "What's my list?" I said it already. All right. Anyway, that's Crime and Law CGA.
Straight jacket.
Y'all gotta travel. I know a lot of y'all claiming that cities should be above. Have y'all been to any of these cities? Like, if you haven't been to all the cities, you can't talk. My thing is, I've been to all of these cities. The only city I haven't been to on this list is Jacksonville. All right, I can say that. Now, I might have passed through it. I think I passed through it at least once. All right, but I haven't been there as a kind of a functional adult. But I've been to each and every one of these cities. And I've been to many of these cities multiple times, multiple days, multiple weeks, not just the tourist shit. I've been to each and every one of these cities. I think, is Jacksonville even on the list? Yeah, it's at number 18. That one I could say I don't have great memories of being there. I probably passed through there because I know I went on a black college tour and we went to Bethune-Cookman, and there was another black college down there. I want to say, is Bethune-Cookman near Jacksonville? I might be mistaken. There was another college down there. There was 2 of them we went to. So I think that was relatively in the same area. And so I know I was there, but I was like 17. All right. So that was in probably the general vicinity. But I was like, I don't know. I don't know. And I don't even, Jacksonville is like Chicago. Bethune-Cookman, yeah. Yeah, Bethune-Cookman was there. So I know I was there. Oh, wait, maybe I'm wrong. That's in Daytona. Okay, maybe I'm wrong. I've been to FAMU. That's in Tallahassee. Bethune-Cookman is in Daytona. Okay, so Tallahassee is FAMU. So I've been to FAMU. I've been to Florida State. I've been to these colleges. So maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I haven't been to Jacksonville. Probably don't need to go. I don't think I need to go to Jacksonville. That's like saying you need to go to Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Why? He said what I consider Vegas to be for. I was very explicit about where Vegas is. Vegas is not in the top 10 at all. It's not in the top 10. People misjudge Vegas completely. That's like judging California only on the beach girls. All right, what people do in Las Vegas, and trust me, I live here, I'm being completely honest with you. What people do with Las Vegas is they go to the Strip and they go to see the entertainers and they see the girls and they see, these people are not from Las Vegas. These people don't live in Las Vegas. They judge it by the escorts and the bitches walking down the street and the girls at the club. These people are not from Las Vegas. 80% of the women you see that are attractive in Las Vegas are not from Las Vegas. Most of the time, they're visiting from somewhere else. Most of the time, they live in California and come here for the weekend and party in club or are atmosphere girls or escorts. They're not from Las Vegas. They're not. The people that live in Las Vegas, once you leave Paradise, Nevada, and you go to Spring Valley, Henderson, all of these places, North Las Vegas, these people are mud sharks, desert rats, strags, ugly as a motherfucker. Desert. I mean, these people are not it. And the people that are attractive that live in Summerlin and parts of Henderson are not from Las Vegas. They just moved in from California. Trust me on this one. Las Vegas is not in the top 10. Please. And the girls that are from Las Vegas that grow up and go to high school Las Vegas are whores and strags. They strip and fuck and work as escorts from 16 all the way up. All right. It's a disaster. By the time they're 22, they ran through and ran ragged and aired out they motherfucking wrung out like a rag by 22 and 24. All right. Trash. Gutter trash. It's not many attractive women in Las Vegas. All right, at all. That's what I'm going to tell you, man. Las Vegas ain't barely in the top 20 of attractive women. All right, of original Las Vegas people. No. Most of them are transplant or tourists or people that are working girls that come from all over the country. That's what you're looking at when you find women in Las Vegas. All right, you're like, there was a bunch of fine women from Las Vegas. They're not from Las Vegas. They're not. Not even close. Right, they're from Salt Lake City, LA, Paducah, Kentucky, Cincinnati, Miami, New York. They in for the weekend in Las Vegas. They're not from Las Vegas. So stop judging Las Vegas on the strip. Just go to Fremont. That's where the locals go. Show me any attractive women on Fremont. Bitches be ugly as hell, bro. That's the Las Vegas people on Fremont. Cracked out and all of that. But yes, all right, that's why I say Las Vegas ain't even barely in the top 20 of attractive women at all. Number 4, no fucking way. All right, and the ones that are, they probably work in some sort of entertainment. They're a dancer, not just a stripper, but they work, you know what I mean? They work in a magic show for Chris Angel. They in some sort of trapeze Cirque du Soleil act. That you never see them in the light of day. You might see them at a gym, all right, and then they go to work and they work from Thursday to Monday, and you never see them in broad fucking daylight. All right, so they never around. They never around. They on the inside. They never come outside. And where's Scottsdale? Scottsdale should be way up the list. All right, but they had them down at 18. A nigga made that list too. I'm gonna tell you. And most of them are also escorts on the side. If you see an attractive woman in Vegas, she's 90% chance she's an escort. Or she's a working girl. She does something like that. Strip, escort, working girl. Even if they're in the show, there's a Vegas entertainer, they sell pussy. All right, they date monetize. You're not getting a girl from Las Vegas to go on a date. That's attractive here. You're going to have to pay for that. This is how the economy works here. All the way from the 6s, 7s, 8s, and 9s, and 10s. All right, if you're in Las Vegas and she's attractive, you're going to have to pay. Ain't no game. She's going to be a model. I mean, you might get her where you take her on a date, but she's going to be a model, monetized. She's going to be an atmosphere girl. She's going to work at the day club, a waitress at a strip club. These girls are monetized. All right, don't believe that one nigga that be telling you can get models to hang out with you at the day club and you can get them for free. Don't believe that nigga. That nigga lying to you. What's his name? Michael Sartain? He lying. He's selling y'all a dream, fam. He's selling y'all a dream. All right, that shit is not true, bruh. All right, that ain't true. He's selling y'all a course or a dream. All right, them bitches is working. 100% chance. Now, you better be a high-status dude, and even then, you're going to get trick rolled and your pockets ran. All right, but anyway, I hate to tell y'all that, and I ain't trying to fuck his business up, but don't think you're just going to hang out with models for free because they like you. Not in Las Vegas. Not in Las Vegas. Shout out to No Government Name SD. Coach, why do courts allow the women in child support in other cases to not show up when a man has taken off of work and planned to be there? Because the lawyers got to make that money. So the lawyers are going to make that money. And you got to remember, judges are lawyers. Judges are lawyers. They were formerly lawyers in that court. So if you show up and the lawyer shows up, you just got your pockets picked for $3,500. All right. And then her side got, or you're probably paying a portion of those lawyer fees, and the lawyers are going to get paid. And then they know, they give an excuse, they bring you back to court, you're going to pay another $3,500, and her side is going to get paid, and then boom. And you're going to pay child support. Now, if it worked in the opposite and they just completely dismissed the case, you'd be out a couple thousand, and then there's no money coming back to the court, no money coming back to the judge via Title 4D. So that's why. It's all money. So that's why you don't show up. It's a default judgment. The lawyers get paid. You got to pay yours. And then now you're paying into the Title 4D court system. So it's all money, man. Always follow the money. Always follow the money. Shout out to NGN. The number one reason that normally cling onto the belief of God and love is because they're too weak to acknowledge that life is random, amoral chaos that is completely out of their control, and they can't handle that. They're not important as they might think they are. And he says, can you show CGA where Sky Daddy HQ love store is, or send him one box of love? Send me one box of love. I'm willing to believe Sky Daddy in love. I'm just, I want 100% concrete evidence, like a solid gold bar in my hand. They won't and can't yet. They want me to believe it. Okay. And, going through it, that was from earlier in the stream. Daniel McGee says, first solo flight without the instructor in the plane with me tomorrow. Shout out to you, boss up. Shout out to you, man. Congratulations, man. I can't play that song all the time. All right, because it just takes so long. But shout out to you, man. Congratulations for being in your first solo flight without an instructor. If we don't hear back from you, we know what happened. We know what happened. All right, goodness gracious, man. Shout out to our brother here. Okay, here we go. Old friend of mine tried to argue with this religious morality, thinking God is real and we are born sinners. 1 year later, I'm a senior accountant, WH or FH, and watching CGA while he's back in prison for a Class A substance Ring the bell. Shout out to him. Religious morality. And he's back in prison. Class A. For those who don't know, and I had to look this up because I wasn't linked to a Class A. But let me see here. It is a felony. Let me see what prison time is for a Class A. All right. I actually had a situation where I had to look this up. A Class A felony for drug possession, all right, is a high-level trafficking or offense resulting in the death or serious injury right here. Imprisonment, it can be result in minimum of 10 years. 10 years. All right. Minimum 10 years for a Schedule 1 traffic. I'll tell you, man, this came up because some girl admitted that she was participating in this on the side, and I was appalled. I was like, do you realize what the fuck you just did? Like, you don't realize what you just did, bro. You talking about minimum of 10 years in the joint if they pulled you over to the side and said, let me check your bag. You getting 10 fucking years. Like, what? And some pookie ass drug dealer nigga got you running, trafficking drugs state to state with a minimum of 10 years. If they would have said, let me check your bag. Oh my God, nigga, hell no. I would never, nigga. All right, parole may include right here, may be possible after a certain portion of the sentence is served, such as 10 years. You can get parole after 10 years. Nigga, what? Ain't nobody about to put my life on the line. Ain't nobody put my life on the line for some goddamn whole pack. Some ain't no pookie put. But listen, women are doing this shit for dudes. Women are doing this for dudes, and for a couple $1,000s to get out of a bind. And I'm like, you just put 10 years minimum. Yeah, she gonna have to snitch. She gonna have to snitch on the whole operation and name names and all that shit. Which would she do that? Oh, man. I heard that shit. I was like, oh, hell no. I was like, oh, hell no, bro. 10-year minimum? You just faced 10 years minimum. Dude, no, man. I can't, bro. I can't. All right, but dudes are doing this out here to try to get out of a bind. But, yeah, man, she was going to have to snitch. And she probably would have, man. I would have had to snitch on niggas. All right. But of course, snitches get stitches. Snitches get stitches. But she would have had to talk, nigga. But even then, she talking. All right, boy, guess what'll happen, nigga? All right, she bringing death to her family. Holy shit. I was like, I can't believe it, man. People out here wilding. All right, going backwards here, and I'm going to get back to this part of the show. Nader says, Coach, whoever put Newark is nuts. I'm from Newark. It's nothing but fat and sloppy 304s in Newark. Yes, indeed. I've seen it myself. There's no way Newark, New Jersey. And drug that, no. Dr. Love, Coach, has lost his damn mind. Miami or Orlando are automatic top 3, period. End of discussion. But how in the hell did Jacksonville make it top 20? Orlando, no way. Miami, questionable. Like I will say in Miami, I know people don't like girls with plastic surgery, and not all girls have plastic surgery, and they can extremely beautiful depending on where you live in Miami. Miami is small. All right. People have to realize Miami is small comparatively to these other cities. All right. Because once you start pushing out to Miami Gardens and you start going out in other areas, it's a lot of just old, who-ish people. In the smaller, broad areas of Miami's, it is highly impacted with highly attractive women, which hypergamy and competitiveness is out of control. So you talk about Brickell and other areas like this, you have in a small area packed with highly attractive women. So if you think you're just going to show up to Miami with extreme hypergamy, with a lot of rich dudes, a lot of rich old dudes, drug money, and you think you're just going to show up and come out here with your chest out, right? You're going to get ran through. And somebody said even Miami doesn't even have locals, right? I mean, Brickell doesn't even have locals. They're not even local to Miami. These people are implants, and they come, the girls with a pipe dream. So they're not even local to Miami. And that's somewhat true. I mean, even the Cubans. So women come from all over to put themselves in position to experience hypergamy. Why are you asking this? Do I have a lot of experience dating black women? It's like, what? Of course I do. That's what most black men date initially. Like, that's obvious. And I know for damn well I don't need to have another date experience with one. I'm pretty clear I don't need to date another black woman in my life. Like, I don't need to see if this one's different. It's not just them, though. But there's no way I need to see. Maybe this one will be different this time. I'm good. I pretty much know what I'm getting dating one. Not much. All right. I'm going to get a lot of, our ancestors. And we've been through a lot. And, I'm going to listen to a lot of all I want to do is zoom, in a boom. I'm going to listen to a lot of old stories. I'm going to listen and watch a lot of Waiting to Exhale and Love Jones and motherfucking basketball. What is the one? Basketball, Love and Basketball and old movies and shit, and listen to a lot of neo soul and smell a lot of incense and an old woman that been ran through. I'm pretty good. Ain't gonna be a lot of motherfucking hair gel and motherfucking bonnets and pillowcases and hair weave and shit like this. I know what I'm gonna get. All right, I'm gonna get, toxic behavior and trauma. I'm gonna get her snapping and crashing out. I'm gonna get the fact that she thinks she know better than me. She's gonna treat me like a child, even though I'm a grown ass man. I pretty much get it. There's not much you're gonna get different from them. I got it. I'm pretty much good here. She's gonna repackage herself and turn her life over to the Lord and Christ, and she's gonna be a God-fearing woman, and then fuck like a goddamn crazy maniac on Friday and cheating and smoking weed. Smoking weed and tattoos. There's not much I'm gonna get from the different one right there. All right, there's not much different. I don't need to experience another one. I could go my entire life without dating another black woman. That's even internationally. I could go my entire life without even touching or fucking another black woman. I mean, there's nothing else I need to see from it. There ain't nothing else. Yep, Pookie nephews and shit, and her boyfriend, ex-boyfriend gonna get out of jail and need a place to crash. Her Pookie ass nephew gonna, I'm gonna be a mentor to his life, and he gonna get out of fucking juvenile hall, and he gonna need a place to stay. I'm pretty good. She gonna vote for Kamala Harris, and then Joe Biden, and then Obama, and then the next goofy ass Democrat. Like, I'm good. Gonna go to a barbecue and shit and play spades and bid whisk and dominoes and go on the motherfucking Carnival cruise, and I'm good. You know what I mean? I'm good. We're gonna fucking eat barbecue and shit on Fridays. I'm good. I don't need to know. There's not much difference I'm gonna get from the next one. This is gonna be the same motherfucking script. You know what I mean? The same script. She's gonna get hella political about a year before the election and hella revolutionary and shit. She's gonna be listening to Erykah Badu and motherfucking playing neo soul and burning incense and smoking weed and telling me I don't need to see another one of these goddamn charades. Yep, going to Beyonce. I'm a single lady. All the single ladies. I have to get your hands up, Beehive and mother. I don't need to see another motherfucking one of these fucking scripts. Like, I don't need to see it. Anybody disagree with me? I don't need to see another one. I'm damn near 50. I pretty much got it figured out. There ain't gonna be no variation or variance of this particular thing. What the fuck do I need to test another one out? You must be gay if you want to do this. I don't need to hear another one of this shit. All right, fuck out of here, nigga. It's pretty much that's it. All right, do me a favor, hit the like button here. You see YouTube clamping down on your boy here. All right, we normally have 2,400, but they don't want to get me over 2,000. They cheating your boy. They cheating your boy out of his views here. All right. She can't live out here in a rural country area. She can't live out. She got to live in the city where there's chaos and loud noises and nigga shit and gunshots and ambulances and cops rolling up and down the street. I bring good black women out here, and she just feels uncomfortable. She feels uncomfortable. She's like, oh, man, it's just so quiet here. It's so boring here. Nothing's open past 9:30, and it's too far away, and it feels like I'm so far away from my people. And just go back to that then. Go back to that. You want to be around your people and around distress and stress and loud noises and sounds all day long and niggas with loud cars and motherfucking booming systems. And all right, you want to live around the chaos and you live above the goddamn Chinese store, the Chinese food store and the noodle store that be open to 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Go ahead. Go be around that. Nigga slamming the door, the gate. You know what I mean? People shooting dice outside the damn window. It's too quiet. They need chaos. They need constant feeding of their fucking neurons and synapsing, you know. They need people playing loud music until 11:30, 12, where you got to stop on the ceiling and shit to get them to stop. They can't do that. They need that ghetto bird, that black American bird, that chirp, that beep, beep. They need that beeping constantly to shock their nervous system into interaction and shit. Their nervous system being put to sleep. They can't handle it. Even suburban black, they can't handle the shit. It's too quiet. You know what I mean? It's too comfortable and shit. You know, it's too much security. They got to get through the gated community and shit, and they can't get their pookie relatives to come over and crash my shit. All right, it's crazy. They can't handle me. I'm too like disciplined and I get up too early in the morning and shit for them. They just can't be. All right, anyway, enough about that. Let's get to this here because this show is off the rails. All right, let's see what I have to skip. Let's go over to It's an Evil World We Live In. I'm going to skip some segments. I'll come back to it at the end of the night. All right, yeah, they need to sneak Pookie in, but the neighbors are going to see him on too many Ring cameras on the damn, everybody's got Ring cameras up and down the neighborhood, so I'm going to see Pookie sneak in. All right, so when I'm not at work. It's the evil world we live in. Let's get into it. We have the legendary Red Pill legend, Paul Pierce.
Gotta get my bag and run.
Wrong sound effect.
It's an evil world we live in.
All right. Paul Pierce challenges Dr. 304, Schizoid, Cheyenne Bryant, the so-called doctor, on this TV show. And Paul Pierce has been disseminating old Red Pill information for young people. And he is now the Red Pill God. Shout out to him. Paul Pierce definitely watches a lot of our content and video. I'm trying to get the share screen, so bear with me. All right, so here it is right here. Dr. Cheyenne Bryant challenged by Paul Pierce. And I'm going to just say Paul Pierce did a fantastic job. Here we go right here.
On with you. This is about you. You done flipped the script on us. We over here.
Verse uno.
Man, you sure did.
But it was good. It was insightful.
We need to find out about what's going on with her. She dating, single.
Dating.
What do that entail for a 42-year-old?
I am dating.
Dating, but single.
Enjoying my life. I have really good companions.
How many are you dating right now?
I'm not exclusively committed to anyone. But I have one guy that I have dated off and on for 5 years.
Got her.
We've dated for 5 years off and on.
So you was his work for 5 years? You been his work? You still his work?
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Gotcha, bitch.
Hey, man, you know what? Shout out to Paul Pierce. People have been needing to do this to this woman for a long time. Now, this is a 6-minute video, so I'm going to have to pause it. I don't know why people haven't challenged this woman like this, because this woman should have been challenged like this a long time ago. She's a hypocrite. She's unqualified for what she talks about. She's an alleged Lily Lintlicker, so I'm pretty sure she's a schizoid, right? She's a schizoid, and Paul Pierce knows it. Paul Pierce knows it. Not only that, she's a jock sniffer, and she's a social climber. And so whatever she's saying, she lying. So now he calling her work, all right, which is definitely going to be a situation where, you got working sex work or any of these type of things. He's an industry nigga, so he knows what type of shit she does, all right, and she knows what type of shit she been doing. But let's continue.
I know what's going on now. I'm about to, take this sheep clothing off.
We gonna take this sheep clothing off.
Right, the wolf teeth going out.
Yeah.
No, we
he
have
was somebody's work for 5 years.
Ooh.
We have been each other's companion for 5 years.
False.
And yeah, I have spent the block for 5 years, and it's the truth. And he doesn't like it. He's absolutely correct. He feels like I haven't provided.
Oh, your work.
Oh my goodness. And look at her, man. Got her.
Gotcha, bitch.
Yo, shout out to Paul Pierce. As much as I think you're a thief, all right, and you're a fraud, I got to give you credit for this. You going in on her and you shutting her motherfucking mouth. People needed to shut her mouth a long time ago. She got nothing but bullshit, and the only reason people giving her traction is she's attractive, and niggas like old women. All right, so boom. All right, he's shutting her up. Nobody's challenged her quite like this. And look, oh, he your work. Oh, okay.
We working together. We working together.
But you keeping them at bay.
Yeah.
Or is he keeping you at bay?
He wants a relationship. He wants to be committed.
You just like the sex.
You just like the sex. He killing her, man. Shout out to Paul Pierce.
In these streets.
And look at her. She got nothing to say. And you know what? He probably seen her a couple times and seen them interact. And he knows she's lying. He just trying to get her. He asking enough questions to make them snap. And by the way, I've always told you that when you take a woman out on a date, especially an older woman, you need to exercise the feminist. Most of you guys don't ask women tough questions, and you don't exercise the feminist. And then you end up knowing too late. And then you say, man, I didn't realize all this. He's exercising the feminist. He's calling her out on her bullshit. She's in a 5-year situationship where she basically, there's no commitment, there's no relationship. She's saying she's spinning the block. They have an off and on. She probably cheating on him in a sense. The guy can feel that that's the case. And you're gonna hear something else later. Okay, you're gonna hear something else later that reveals what it is. All right, so let's continue here. I know you guys are saying I'm interrupting it. You can watch it on Twitter if you want, but this is a 6-minute video. But he killing her.
Oh,
let's keep it 100. How you keep somebody for 5 years?
Exactly.
That's like for real. You can't keep nobody at a distance for 5 years. I ain't never done no shit like that.
I am not vitamin D deficient, so everything is good in that department.
No. He
wants a relationship.
She done kept him on the side until she figured out if it's something better. I see where this is going.
He just has some emotional maturity that he had to do. We're 9 years apart. He's 9 years younger than me.
There you go. So now what you going to see what's going to happen here. He has some emotional maturity. He's 9 years younger than me. Let's do the math. She's trying to frame it like he needs to work on the relationship. But what you don't know is she is trying to be in his life. He's not trying to be in her life. He just fucking on her. And he got other bitches. And he knows she in these streets. She trying to social climb and so forth and so on. So now he needs to do some emotional. Nah. You the chick on the side. He's 9 years younger. Let's do the math. You've been together for 5 years. Let's roll that shit back. All right, you're 41. He's 32. Go back 5 years. He was 28 or 27. You were at the time 27. That would make you 36. You got a 36-year-old woman with a 27-year-old man. I'm going to just tell you, this would be a violation if this was a man. God would be calling him all kind of pedophiles and so forth and so on. You just the older bitch he been fucking on for 5 years. And now you keep dropping him because he won't commit. And he out here entertaining other hoes. He's a young dude and he is probably higher status and so forth and so on. And then you trying to latch on to him and he ain't trying to marry no old broad. You just some pussy on the side. And you just because she has status don't mean he gonna be like, I want to be in her life. So she is on the side. She's the side chick. She's practiced. And she's hurt by this. He needs some emotional maturity. I can't wait to hear this shit. What do you need to do? And you can see her now. She's been humbled. You see that? She's humbled. Now we're going to hear this motherfucking shuffling going on. Here we go.
And so we both had to work through things, but he's had to work on his emotions and his intense insecurities around being in a relationship.
And you've been waiting on it. Like what's the problem? Why y'all not together?
Just because of that,
So you're waiting on that?
No, I'm not waiting on it, and I don't have him waiting.
So they're not in a relationship. They just fucking. And she has a consistent dick, and she also probably has some side punani or some dick. All right, they don't have a relationship. This is her beard.
The D is good.
Oh,
let's keep it. I mean, that's it's like, dude.
He knocking the Mario coins out of her.
He put on his red pajamas and feel like he's supposed to get spicy tonight.
This is clear.
Oh,
wait.
my
I know her. She from Long Beach.
Yeah.
Like, don't try to come with the suit jacket, the boots. You still and the glow.
You know what I mean?
You still from Long Beach.
And I'm from Hawthorne originally, all right, by way of the Midwest, and he's from Inglewood. He's right. He knows her. And I said this when I looked her up. I said, oh, she went to Cal State Northridge. I know her type. All right, so yes.
And I'm from Inglewood, and I can see that.
I am from San Pedro, a small community in the city of Los Angeles, okay?
Long Beach.
Yes,
San Pedro.
He has great qualities. He does well in all that he does with me. He just emotionally
That ain't what I asked you.
Exactly.
I asked you about his job and all that.
He does well in all areas.
Deflect, redirect, and he's probably a successful guy.
Okay, she answered that. He does well in all
emotionally.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a broad question. What? All
Paul,
areas.
you're a man, so
Get
you
her.
answer this question.
I answered.
Emotionally, he goes back and forth from
What?
I love you, I want to be with you, I'm mad because you won't be with me, you won't commit to me. And then his insecurities get the best of him, and it's like, I want you, but I'm not sure if I deserve you. I'm not sure that I can facilitate you. I'm not sure that I can be with you. So when I say emotionally instability, it's like him wanting to be with me is concrete. That's not unstable. His emotions in the relationship are just unstable to where as a man, you gotta get vertical within yourself before you can be in a relationship.
Dog, you good with these words.
Yeah, exactly. See, he catching her, man. Shout out to Paul Pierce.
You bitch.
All right.
You bitch.
She said, you good with these words. She good with these words. Here she comes psychoanalyzing the guy. Man, he is tearing her ass up. See, you good with these words. He needs to do this and emotional maturity around his insecurities related to bullshit. That's called projection. She's projecting her feelings onto the guy. She wants exactly what he's saying he wants. Okay? Because he knows you a bird. He knows you a schizoid. You a past schizoid. He know you out here in these streets, and he ain't committing to that bullshit. He killing her, man. Because he knows what's going on. And look at her. Look at her, quiet.
You
good with these words.
Listen,
because
but
you
let me
giving
say
all
this.
these people advice.
Let me say this, Paul.
This
He has every right to feel like what I've been doing as far as being in a relationship with him when I want to and not is not something that gives him stability. However, I don't want to commit to a relationship with a man who I feel emotionally is not in a place of being able to be in a healthy relationship.
False. He knows you're a schizoid. All right, so he knows you out here talking to other niggas and social climbing and jock sniffing and trying to follow your celebrity. He knows you're text messaging other niggas. He's still knocking the Mario coins out of you, and you want him to be cool with that. You want to try to manipulate him, and then you continue to carry on with your schizoid behavior on the side with all these celebrity niggas that you on. You trying to social climb, and he calling you out, your boyfriend, your little young boyfriend. He calling you out, and he like, bitch, I ain't committing to you when you got that life. That's all that is. And she wants him to be secure and trusting and sure of himself, but she out here social climbing and texting other people and texting Paul Pierce all night. Paul Pierce to probably knock the Mario coins out of her. All right, so you know, other celebrity niggas, Shaq done probably knocked the Mario coins out of her. So this young nigga ain't gonna commit to that when this bitch has got 1 foot in and 1 foot out, 1 foot in the streets, 1 foot in her celebrity, and 1 foot in the relationship. Yeah, bro. He's like, just come over and get this dick, and then I'm gonna dick down these other hoes, and you can live your life, I can live my life. And she tried to finesse this nigga with all these beautiful words, and he ain't falling for it. Period.
So why are you messing with him? Why are you playing mental games with him?
I'm not playing mental games with him.
Games.
It's not mental games. It's all transparency.
Why is it still sex involved?
How do you know we sexing? We could just be having a
Because you from Long Beach, I know.
Skeezer. Exactly.
You can't play me. I'm from the wood. I know what's going on.
But let me say this. It is transparent.
See, deflect, redirect, she's shuffling too. Oh, well, let me just say this. How you know he's sexting? Well, let me just change the subject. Everybody knows you're sexing him.
He understands. I understand. I understand what he wants. He understands why I don't want to commit at this moment with him, which is the emotional piece that him and I talk about openly. I support him in it. I hold space for him in it. We've talked about it intensively, and he understands it. And he's
come here.
Yeah,
sit.
Yeah.
All right, let him off the leash. Go ahead.
That's what I'm doing?
Yeah, that's exactly.
Oh,
Come here.
Well, you know what? If that's what I'm doing, I'll say this, and people are gonna be mad. And I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said, I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash.
He finally exposed her. See, it took him a while. Just so you guys know, when you're dating these women, you got to get to the point. It took Paul 5 minutes and 32 seconds to finally get it. And she exposed herself now. You see the motives now? She originally said, oh, he wouldn't commit. But now she wouldn't commit. Now she's honest. Now she's like, well, I'd rather walk the dog on the leash than be walked. Now we got her. Now she got herself.
Gotcha, bitch.
Now we see the real story. She's being honest now. You had to break through the facade. You had to break through the facade. Well, if that's what I'm doing, now you got her in her feminist. Now you got her in her Jezebel spirit. Now you got her in her Lilith. Now she like, well, if that's the case, I'd rather be walked than walk. I'd rather walk than be walked. Now you got her. See, it takes a while. You got to be persistent because women are going to give you a facade. They're going to give you their representative. They're going to say some pretty words. They're going to deflect, redirect. They're not going to be honest. You got to really break her down. And what Paul Pierce did was what the late, great Kevin Samuels was great at doing, is to break these women down without fear of her crashing out and snapping at you. And because she's trying to maintain her image as a professional, she can't crash out. So she finally then revealed who she really is. That right there is who she really is. This part right here, this is who she really is. And it took a while to crack it.
If that's what I'm doing, I'll say this, and people are going to be mad, and I'm okay. If I'm doing what Paul said, I'd much rather be the one walking you at the dog park than the one on the leash.
Now, how professional is that? This is supposed to be a professional. But she just revealed herself as a big old fat, goofy ass, liberal feminist witch. How is this a doctor giving relationship advice? Now it comes down to, I'd rather be the one walking the dog than to be on the leash. This is professional advice. I told you she's a fraud. I never believed she was legit. I know she was from Cali. I knew she went to Cal State Northridge. I went to Cal State Northridge and graduated there for myself. And I know schizoid. I know a skeezer when I see it. Not only that, Paul Pierce knows a skeezer. So this is a professional giving relationship advice to people to get married and all this shit. But now I'd rather be on the leash. I'd rather have him on the leash than to be on the leash. This is a professional. This is a doctor, a so-called doctor. I told you she was a fraud. Now she went back to the streets. I told you, man, you got to be very hyper vigilant about this. And let me just tell you about their relationship. The relationship she has with that young man, it probably is legitimately in a great emotional relationship. They probably have great sex. They're passionate. They care about each other. They love each other. All right, they do. They do. Now, here's the reality of it. They're toxic. They're not a great pair. Okay, they don't trust each other. They don't trust each other's intentions with each other. All right, they're probably not going to end up with each other. They're kicking a can down the road. They're both somewhat having emotional cheating or sexual relationships with other people. If this person really exists, she probably lily licks and social climbs. He doesn't trust her intentions enough to commit to her. He knows who she really is, and she knows he probably is successful and can get younger women and women her age easily. He can find another her faster than she can find another him, and that's why the relationship continues. They really care about each other. They have passionate sex. They love each other. It's easy, but they're not good together. I've had plenty of women like this. Like where we were good, but in deep down inside, we were toxic. We were toxic towards each other. You know, we were always accusing each other of shit, and we didn't trust each other, and we were both sneaking behind each other, and we were both lying to each other or misrepresenting ourselves, and we were hiding our true intentions. Nobody wanted to admit that it was about you had a connection and you really cared about each other. Why? Because you were too busy trying to prove that I could do better than you and I had more options and you did not. So that's what's happening here. And she is playing as much as a role in it as he is playing. And she's also not telling her side of the thing right here. All right, where she's flawed. She only wants to tell you about his flaws. Where your flaws at? I can tell you where your flaws at. You're a lying skeezer. All right, that's where your flaws is at. And you've been in these streets for some better parts of 25 to 30 years, and you ain't coming off the streets. You're still social climbing. You're still celebrity jock sniffing and chasing, and you're trying to be out here. Just say what it is, man. Okay? Just say what it is. And even if you found another guy to get in a relationship with, you'll still be fucking this guy. This the guy still going to be fucking her for the next 20 years or 10. You're going to have access to her forever, right? You know, you can't fuck somebody for 5 years and just cut it off. And if you do cut it off, there are going to be feelings. So now she's revealed who she really is. And shout out to Paul Pierce for doing so. She keeps playing this game for another 10 years. How can she be qualified to give relationship advice?
If that's true.
That's exactly.
So that means, to my point, at 42, I'm not opt out. We are not opt out. Okay, we have options. And we are not on the leash.
See, this is what I've always suspected of her. This is why I don't think she's credible as a professional. Now, if she wants to be CGA version of CGA, she would be great. But then she's hiding behind this facade of being a professional doctor. But he just exercised the feminist. She has now revealed who she truly is and what her true thoughts are and intentions. This is why she's not qualified for men, particularly to listen to for relationship advice. It should not be qualified for women. Although if women want to listen to this shit, go ahead. Y'all just going to be bops and thoughts. So she just switched up. The mask fell off. The mask done fell off. We got options. We're 42. We still can do it, queen. Okay, yeah. This is healthy professional relationship advice.
At the dog part than the one on the leash, if that's true.
That's exactly.
So that means, to my point, at 42, I'm not opt out. We are not opt out.
Yep.
Okay, we have options.
Mask fell off.
We are not on the leash.
You see that? All the strag done came out. See, all these and Paul Pierce was right. You can hide behind the suit and the glow and the motherfucking olive olay and the makeup and the hair and the boots. You can hide behind all of that, but deep down inside, strag. Paul Pierce, you deserve a round of applause. You deserve a round of applause, and I want y'all to forever remember this clip. Paul Pierce did it. He did what Cam Newton couldn't do. He did what Shaquille O'Neal couldn't do. Why? They was too busy trying to fuck. All right. Paul Pierce probably hit, but he knows. Or he ain't trying to hit. So he didn't really exercise this demon. At the deep down inside, cock carousel riding strag. I mean, I called this from the beginning. I said this from the beginning, that's what she was. But I'm glad I didn't get the chance to do it. All right. But I'm glad Paul Pierce got the chance to do it. He got her. He got her. To reveal who she really is.
We can actually be the one holding the leash. It's all about your standards. It's all about you understanding who you are and you standing in and on your square and you doubling down on that.
We can be the one holding the leash. Gentlemen, this is who they be listening to. She said women can be the one holding the leash. She's supposed to be an educated, professional doctor, psychologist, relationship therapist, and marriage counselor, and just told women you could be the one holding the leash. Gentlemen, you cannot trust these people, man. I told you, and look at it. The strag is out. See that? She done stragged out. She didn't crack. She done went through a conniption. He done exercised the feminist. He got her. That's crazy. She's supposed to be neutral. She's supposed to be working for the behalf and betterment of men and women in relationships, but just told you that you can be 42 and out here in these streets and holding a leash on these niggas. Wow.
That, period. There's men out there who will show up in any capacity we want. We don't have to settle. And we don't have to settle at a certain time. We can do what we want. Because I tell you one thing I'm not doing.
What?
I ain't doing time, but I am spending a whole lot of time with who I want, when I want, and both of us are enjoying it, getting what we want.
Come on. Y'all can't be just taking too long when y'all cook. Y'all gotta start making some decisions around here. Y'all gotta start making some final decisions. This is the final round of Jeopardy. On with you.
All right. Shout out to Paul Pierce. You deserve a round of applause. You've been listening. You've been a great steward and student of the Red Pill. All right. And of Kevin Samuels. And of course, I would throw my name in there, but of course, people don't acknowledge me. You've been a great steward and student. I appreciate you for doing that work and putting her in her place. Congratulations. All right. We do have a couple more videos before we get to the main event. Let's see here. We're going to do 3 more, then the main event's right around the corner. We're going to go with, what am I leaving out? Okay, we're going to go with this woman out here. This woman is a Instagram Latin. No, she's an Asian woman. She's a Ling on this evil world we live in. This Ling says that she had an affair while on a girls' trip, while she had a boyfriend, but she's going to give a reason why she had the affair. Of course, it's going to be some flowery music and all of that shit and a lot of bitch babble and a lot of hiding and blaming. It says right here, can you do these but in a video form? It says right here, if you think about leaving the good guy for the exciting guy, if you think about leaving the good guy for the exciting guy. Remember, most guys that get into relationships late in a woman's life, you're the good guy. You're the guy she settled for. You're not the exciting guy at all. All right, you're boring, you're serving a purpose, you're providing security, you give free entertainment and attention to her, right? And she just latches on to you and rides that shit out. All right, so leaving the good guy for the exciting guy. Let's play the video.
I was in my 20s. I met a guy who made me seriously consider ruining my life for 36 hours while I was on a girls' trip in Punta Cana. At the time, I was in a long-term relationship that I'd wanted to end for months, but kept losing the balls to do so because we lived together. And because there wasn't anything technically wrong with my boyfriend, I just felt dead inside when I was with him. Punta Cana guy was the opposite of everything my boyfriend was. Tattooed, irresponsible, and untethered by the demands of a job that requires you to pay taxes. I immediately went back to New York City after the trip and broke up with my boyfriend, panic searched for an apartment, and miraculously found a place willing to approve me and allow me to move in 3 days later. A month later, Punta Cana guy came to visit me in New York. I expected fireworks. Instead, I got a man standing awkwardly in my kitchen asking if I had oat milk. The magic vanished the moment real life stepped in. He wasn't freedom. He was just the decoy that reminded me I wanted it. What I realized then is what I'll offer you now. Sometimes we attach all of our unmet hunger to a version of ourselves we're desperate to return to. A freer, more alive, less autopilot version. But that person isn't always the solution. Sometimes they're just a spark that reminds you you've gone numb. Maybe this guy from 2 years ago isn't your husband. Maybe he's just a lighthouse for the part of you that wants out of something. Not necessarily your relationship, but the version of your life that feels too small, too polite, and too invested in dinner parties where no one says what they actually mean. You don't need to blow up your life, but you do need to ask, what part of me have I silenced in order to be happy? And what would it look like to let her speak without needing to sleep with a ghost from the past to feel like her again? You're not crazy, you're just craving aliveness. Don't confuse that craving for a person. That's how people end up crying in Ubers with their wedding dress and a garment bag.
Okay, so I don't know what this is. I'm not about to read all that shit. All right, so this must have been the thing here. So brutal banter. Yeah. Wow, this is a great explanation for the cock carousel, right? This is a great explanation for alpha fucks, beta bucks. This is a great explanation of sex over life. This is a great explanation of why good men get left for a temporary 36 hours with the bad guy. I mean, and they do what? Flowery music. They make it great. They dress it up nice. They use elaborate words. They describe it. They talk about healing and this type of thing. And they use therapeutic shit like this. And then they try to warn other women, be careful. And you're in the past here. You're chasing this. This is what you're chasing. All right, now, sad part is this happens so much. This happens so much. And we have to understand that women are hardwired and driven to mess with a certain type of guy. And then they're they're actually socially programmed or programmed to find stability in a certain type of guy. But those type of guys represent 80% of the guys, and then the other guys represent the 20% of the guy, right? So all women wrestle with this confusion. Some women are able to hide it and settle for it. Some women are able to live that life and then transition safely into the security and then get the man to not even worry about this. Some men are not able to accept this. So we do have a problem here, whereas the men that aren't able to accept this, to say, hey, you got a pass too. Hey, you ain't perfect either. Hey, you shouldn't judge her by this. Hey, she changed. Hey, she grew. Hey, she had a hard time. Hey. So they want men that don't accept it to just accept it, which is going to be a slippery slope. Because now you're going to have women that then say, we expect men to accept it, so we're going to fuck around in our 20s, and these men are going to accept it. What's the problem? So that's where the slippery slope is. What makes all women not do that? What makes all men not just going to say, hey, it's just a reality? Okay, so this is what men want to they don't want to gamble their life, their resources, their house, their fucking future alimony and earnings and stability. They don't want to gamble that because this woman could simply go back to that. She even mentioned it. I went back to it. It was calling me. She called it something else, but what I call it is the streets.
In these streets.
The streets were calling her. It called her back. And then she said, I had to go somewhere else in New York or somewhere else away from my good guy, who she said was not the problem, but will catch the blame. Then guess what? Boom. She ended up going, this guy was incomplete. Yeah, he had the tattoos and the rock star body, but he was incomplete. And I just ruined everything to be with this guy in 36 hours. I ruined the guy. As I always tell you, man, women fumble good guys all the time, chasing this, what they're biologically hardwired for. They're not biologically hardwired for monogamy and good guys. They're not biologically. That's social programming. That's social programming. They're hardwired to chase after these guys, to reproduce with these guys, to fuck with these guys. They're hardwired, just like we're hardwired for hoes. All right, so what makes it then, if men accept this, what makes it then that all women don't do this? All women would simply just do this and then just go get you a goofy, boring guy. What makes it so women go, you know what? I don't want to be this type of woman. I want to make sure that I don't take my 20s and do this. We're going to look at this later when we talk about the main event. What makes it so all women just don't do this? And that's where we are. Most of the women are doing this and then just shuffling this over onto men and then essentially preying on men.
I was in my 20s, I met a guy who made me seriously consider ruining my life for 36 hours while I was on a girls' trip in Punta Cana.
Yep, right there. Okay, so it started with the girls' trip. Okay, but of course, you're not supposed to be out here. You're supposed to be secure with girls' trips. Okay, you're supposed to just believe she ain't going to cheat on the girl trip. Well, she didn't necessarily cheat on the girl trip, but she got probably the meeting. The initial meeting was at the girls' trip. So she met him there and then end up, she might have fucked him there too, but she ended up then continuing the relationship in her backyard. Okay.
At the time, I was in a long-term relationship that I'd wanted to end for months, but kept losing the balls to do so because we lived together.
All right, so they lived together. As I tell you, man, when you live together, you see who you really are. And she didn't like it, so she said, I wanted to end it, but I didn't have the balls. What do I tell you? Women don't leave. They want to end it, but will sit up under you. They'll let you eat her pussy. She'll let you fuck her as she looks outside the window. She'll cook for you. She'll clean for you. But she really planning her exit. All right, this is everything that I tell you. But, of course, she dressing the shit up. Just like Paul Pierce said about Dr. Cheyenne Bryant. They're dressing it up. Oh, it was just,
And because there wasn't anything technically wrong with my boyfriend, I just...
Wasn't anything technically wrong. He was okay.
Felt dead inside when
I felt dead inside.
I was with him. Punta Cana guy was the opposite of everything my boyfriend was. Tattooed, irresponsible, and untethered by the demands of a job that requires you to pay taxes.
Okay, so he didn't have a job. Broke Pookie. All right, so he broke Pookie, but he was exciting. He was risk-taking. He was adventurous. He sold drugs. He smoked dope. He maybe, he was a club owner. He didn't have a regular job. He didn't want to work. Okay. He just showed up. She picked him. And she was way out of her league. He was just going to nut on her, and that's it.
I immediately went back to New York City after the trip and broke up with my boyfriend.
Damn.
Panic searched for an apartment and miraculously found a place willing to approve me and allow me to move in 3 days later. A month later, Punta Cana guy came to visit me in New York.
A month later, that fast, she got out of that apartment so she can make room and space for her to get throttled for 36 hours. Men do this shit too, but yeah.
I expected fireworks. Instead, I got a man standing awkwardly in my kitchen asking if I had oat milk. The magic vanished the moment real life stepped in. He wasn't freedom. He was just the decoy that reminded me I wanted it. What I realized...
And by the way, she wanted this. She's always wanted a guy like this, all right? But she probably never got it, all right? But now she got it, and she realized, oh, shit,
Zen is what I'll offer you now. Sometimes we attach all of our unmet hunger to a version of ourselves we're desperate to return to.
The streets. All right. So she said she started in the streets and then she went to stable guy and she wanted to go back to the streets. Basically, that's what she said right here.
I'm going to the streets. End of story.
All right. I started off a hoe. I tried to straighten myself out, but I realized I was just a hoe. All right. That's basically what she said there. All right. I wanted to return back to that. I wanted that excitement back. So this is why you say her past doesn't matter. She just said, I wanted to return back to the past. I had stability. It was boring. I was dead on the inside. He did nothing wrong. I wanted to go back to the fucking streets. All right.
A freer, more alive, less autopilot version. But that person isn't always the solution. Sometimes they're just a spark that reminds you you've gone numb. Maybe this guy from 2 years ago isn't your husband. Maybe he's just a lighthouse for the part of you that wants out of something. Not necessarily your relationship, but the version of your life that feels too small, too...
Again, the streets. All right. You're in a relationship with a guy you really don't like. All right, but you've been with him, you live up under him, he gave you your money, energy, attention, and time. He invested in you because he thought you rock with him, and you're going to pull the old rug. All right, rug pull time, bait and switch time. Maybe this guy is a reminder that you deserve better. All right, this guy's going nowhere. This shit is boring. All right, it's too quiet out here in the rural area. Nah, fuck that. This suburb, maybe this life ain't for me. This is Sex Over Life, by the way. This is Sex Over Life, the documentary or the little film on Netflix. Yeah, maybe this was my catalyst to break up with my boring good guy boyfriend. All right.
Too polite and too invested in dinner parties where no one says what they actually mean. You don't need to blow up your life, but you do need to ask, what part of me have I silenced in order to be happy? And what would it look like to let her speak without needing to sleep with a ghost from the past to feel like her again? You're not crazy, you're just craving aliveness.
Sleep with a ghost of the past. All right, wow.
Don't confuse that craving for a person. That's how people end up crying in Ubers with their wedding dress and a garment bag.
Okay, she even went down to, hey, you married the wrong guy. Woo-wee. Oh, my goodness. That's how you end up marrying the wrong guy. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. All right, but this is not unbelievable. This is exactly what we've been telling you is their dating strategy. This is all women's dating strategy. Today's modern women that are single today. And some women that are not single, they're married today. That was their dating strategy. They got you. They got you by convincing you of that. They keyed in on you and said, hey, yeah, forget about my skeezer past. I'll tell you about my skeezer past, but I like you. You're going to pay the biggest price, though. Ooh-wee. We got a couple more videos. I know I got a lot going on here, and I got a massage coming up here. We have this woman that says, and quickly enough here, I don't know if this matters here. It says, does your body count matter? I know we keep talking about this, but this woman says she has a high body count. And as you can see, I mean, I like redheads, but is she highly attractive? No. She looks like a marshmallow. All right, she looks like a marshmallow. But how many dudes do you think got inside of her? Well, judging from the fact that she looks like a marshmallow with no eyelashes, guess what happens? She's got to let everybody hit. All right, so Chad, Tyrone, all of these niggas hit. And she makes it really easy. But she says, for you, you can get into a relationship with me. All right, how many dudes do you think hit? All right, so here we go right here. She's a low 4.5, 5. All right. So everybody that's higher status than her, she got to let hit. She probably a working girl or an OnlyFans girl too. All right. So how many people you think she let hit? According to her. What's
your body count, and does body count matter to you?
So I think the better question to what is your body count and does it matter is, have you ever gotten an STD? No. 100% perfect test record there.
All right. So she said, hey, a better question. Deflect, redirect. All right. What's your body count? Hey, no matter what it is, I've never gotten an STD. And she chunky, she sloppy. All right. Pale. I mean, nothing working for her other than her red head. All right. But hey, no matter what my body count is, I never got an STD. That's how they say shit. That's how they reframe it. Deflect, redirect. Let's continue.
Do I know the number? No.
I don't know the number. Take a look at this. All right. This is definitely sloppy, but she got the blue veins on the titties. So definitely I'm nutting. All right. But so let's continue here.
Can I give you a range? Yes. Probably like 500 to 1,000.
500 to 1,000.
Oh, the humanity.
500 to 1,000. So this tells me probably she's in some sort of maybe some content creation or something like that. All right. So when she tells you, she's going to say 50. But That's not including the men she's created content with or whatever she's doing here. 50 to 1,000. All right, according to her, and she's going to say,
maybe leaning more towards 1,000.
all right, maybe leaning towards 1,000. So 500 to 1,000. If anybody doesn't think a regular skeezer like her can get that, they can get that all day long. All right, there are women that have the spirit of Lilith in them, and all they do is fuck. Obviously, she don't work or work out. Look at her. She blown up. She didn't gain 50 to 100 pounds in the last 3 years alone, just fucking and sucking. All right, so 50 to 1,000, 500 to 1,000 is easy. Easy for a woman to accomplish if she just so puts her mind to it. If that's what she does all day long, she might have some content. She might sell some punani on the side, escort. She might just be hooking up at the bar. She obviously don't do nothing else. I mean, she don't have a job. That's her job. 500 to 1,000 is what she's saying there. And people don't think, yeah, that's easy for a woman to accomplish. Very easy if she puts her mind to it. 500 to 1,000.
Red flag number 67.
And if you include her teenage years from 13 and all the way up to 26, easy peasy.
So, I mean, you've kind of seen it all then, so I wouldn't be anything new, so I'm kind of cool with that, honestly. You've definitely had worse, so I'm not okay, that's not a red flag. I'm actually cool with that.
It probably goes up if you count females.
Yep, now you got females in there. All right, so a lot of women, there's some skeezers like this. All right, Craigslist bandits. All right, women that sell, low bot Craigslist bandits. Yep.
I just realized that part.
Back page
see, that's
girls.
also cool. See, like, I'm not a big, you know what I'm saying? If it's clean, if it don't stink.
No, it's always clean.
See,
like
then that's all that
100%
matters.
test record there.
Because I'm like a certified eater.
Well, my is literally public. Talent testing is public. You can go on there and search my thing, and test results are public.
All right, test results. So is your content.
So.
Wait, what?
Yeah, everybody can access it.
Nah, that's
You're
not
like,
true.
let me see about this girl.
That's not true.
She's clean.
She's clean.
I don't think body count matters too much. My body count is 26. I thought that was high. Yeah, I don't
26
think.
last month, yes.
26 last month. All right, 26 last month. Dude, that's easy. Easy work. That's one a day. That's one a day. She don't even have to do that every day. She could just do on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday and catch up 2 a days. 26 light work. 26 a month.
I
don't. My bad.
No, my bad. I was choking on something. Yeah, I don't think it matters. I think if both teams know what they're doing, then the mission should get complete.
The more hands on the situation, the easier it is.
All right, so you even counting gangbangs. Okay, so you have to consider that. Gangbangs and orgies and trains. All right, some of these women be doing gangbangs 3, 4 a month, 3 or 4 a year. So there has to be multiple guys, the more hands. All right, so, dude, this is easy. In this world today, that's easy to accomplish.
Yes.
To get to the end of the goal, you gotta have at least the double situation.
Yep. See, yeah. I mean, this is a situation. I know a lot of guys be like, "But she ugly, she mid." Dude, these are the type of girls that be having high body counts, right? Not the highly attractive ones. They tend to know that they're monetized, right? But these are the girls that be having that sex demon in them, but she thinks that people really like her. All right, but she just a cum dumpster, right? So that's what it is right here. And she likes sex, and more power to her. This is the type of woman that likes sex and just, she doesn't hide it. So, but that means that she's going to participate in this type of stuff, and she ain't going to hide it. This is kind of her only contribution that she can make. And she's been doing this for years, all right, since high school. Since high school.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What is your body count and does body
Yeah, for sure. I mean, this is the type of woman definitely let the basketball players hit behind the bleachers at the party, 2 guys, gangbang, train, orgy, maintenance guy. Go down the line. Right? These are the guys that have stories about some woman doing something and you can't believe it. I'm a maintenance worker and I went to this girl's house to fix her shower and she let me hit and smash. You'd be like, how's that work? How? That right there. That be the girl. That be the girl. All right. She invited 3 dudes over. She was at the party and she went in the bathroom and disappeared with 3 or 4 dudes. And you're like, that doesn't happen. There she is. It's not going to be a highly attractive woman. Sometimes it is. Most of the time it ain't. It's going to be the girl that And then they see her in the hallway at college or high school and don't even say nothing to her. And she don't say nothing to them, and it's just a secret between everybody. All right, no, that's how it starts. And then it goes through college all the way up until their 30s, and then they find you. All right.
And that's you.
All right. I've seen it. I know it. I know women have done that. And so their body counts, they're going to tell you it's 30 or 40. It doesn't include any of them. It doesn't include any of those other situations. It only includes the men that she's in relationships with. All right. Yep. And when she was in high school, I had a girl that I was dating, and she said, oh, when she was in high school, she let the landscapers hit. And she was a suburban girl, played a violin in the orchestra. Proud daddy's daughter, daddy's little girl. And she was like, one day she had the landscapers there. She let them come through and smash. All right. And I'm like, dude, it can happen. Now, it's never happened to me like that in my life. I can't never say I was in the situation quite like that, but there are girls that let that happen. All right. And then unfortunately, when they get caught, what they'll claim is they're a victim of some sort of sexual violence. That's the problem with it. If they ever get caught doing it, they'll say they were in a situation like that. I knew a girl, I had a roommate, and she said that she was letting this doctor hit, but she was supposedly in some she was a patient and he was a doctor, and he was letting her fuck. But of course, then she sued the hospital and said that he sexually harassed and assaulted her. So this is what we're dealing with. Sometimes these are situations where there's regret, and then she'll look back and say, oh, there was a power dynamic, and that's where the sexual assault was. But she was a willing participant. Okay. Here's a willing participant. But I've also been a personal trainer, and I've been in situations where, yeah, it was there, and it was like, come over. I mean, I got stories that will make you blush. I got stories that'll make you blush. Do you want to hear one? We're running out of time. All right, but I got stories that'll make you blush. All right, I can tell you a quick one, and I know this guy watches, but this guy came up to me just quickly as I was a personal trainer in a small studio. He was like, yeah, man, you know, my sister been wanting to get in shape, and so I trained him for months, and he put me on to his sister. I'm in this small gym, and he was like, yeah, my sister wants to train. He set up the meeting, and he was like, oh, she going to come train. She walked around that corner, and I automatically knew she was about to get throttled, and she knew it too. It was an automatic. Soon as we saw each other and we looked at each other, I was like, up. And sure enough, that day, all right, she came to the gym. It was on right in the goddamn bathroom. So it was over. Like, so those situations happen. All right. I've been in those situations, and it was over. And she was legal age, though. She was legal age. But it happens. That's kind of why I say when men are chasing women, you're doing it the wrong way. But I saw she came around that corner. I was like, she about to get smashed. And I could tell when she saw me that it was on. As soon as we saw each other and we introduced, I was like, it's over. All that. And she was a woman that was sexually free. So anyway, I was like, it's over. It's over. She about to get throttled. And you know what? Anyway, I'm not going to say too much on that. All right. Do I have another video? I do have another video. Am I going to be able to get to 1 o'clock here? All right, so anyway, it's an evil world we live in, all right?
It's an evil world we live in.
It's an evil world we live in. She was legal age, too. She wasn't a minor sister. She wasn't a minor sister. We have this woman out here says, somebody please tell me when 304 activity started. All right, here we go right here. This is a woman. I want you to see where we're going here. This woman says, somebody please tell me when 304 activity started. Listen to this.
When hoeing started being acceptable. Y'all remember when it was like cool to be classy? Now everybody is a stripper. Everybody is an escort and proud to say it. Like, yeah, I be fucking with these niggas for the coins. Or, yeah, I bust that nigga down and he bust me down. Yeah, I'm a stripper. Yeah, I'm a 304 and proud of it. And what? What? Even Marilyn Monroe wasn't that loud with it. She was hush hush. And we all know she was that girl. Her and Dorothy Dandridge. So when did it become cool to just be open with it?
I think the more open they've been with it, the more disgusting people have been, all right, to this. Because people knew it was going on. It's been going on since the beginning of the time. Also with feminism. Also with women openly. It started, you know what? When people think things happen in a vacuum. People think this just started. All right, it didn't just start. When women start saying, I don't have to smile like guys. These niggas ain't shit. You can't tell us what to wear. I mean, just kicking the can down the road, you just open up one more hole. And now you get social media. Now you get thirst trapping. Now you get, I just got some new socks. And then they're showing their ass. Women showing their ass, attention whoring, gym thotting. You just go kicking down the road, wearing spandex. All right. The whole culture just tipping, creeping out. Okay. And then people are more open and accepting to it. Now we're desensitized to it. So now to the point, I'm getting flued out. Social media, Instagram, brotheling. All right, now all of a sudden there's no need to hide it because you can't hide it. Yep, the introduction to OnlyFans, why hide it? Now there's a bag attached to it. It's not just her with high status men and men with cars. She can get her own cars. So now women get in a bag. All right, so it is not situations where it just started occurring. Oh, wow, this has been occurring. No, this has been going on for quite some time, all the way back. You can take it way back to the 60s, the introduction of feminism, all the way down the line. Burning bras. This is what you get. Free love, digital sexual revolution, Little Kim, Foxy Brown, all the way down the line. When Little Kim poses with her pussy out, right, and a pussy knuckle showing. Okay, I wrote the book on de-evolution. This is what I said. We're going to go back to an open transactional sexual marketplace. When I wrote the book in 2019, the introduction of birth control is all attached. So she's saying, when did we start having it being a standard and acceptable? It didn't happen overnight. It didn't happen overnight. This is a constantly decaying society and culture, which here's the problem. Women wanted this. This is the main problem. This is what women wanted. They wanted to constantly keep encroaching on social norms and decency. So they kept encroaching on it, and now we have it wide open. Trina, Lil' Kim, now it's wide open. Now they encroached. People then had to be weak and accept it. Now you have it open. There were times when women were like, women should be able to walk around shirtless. It's ridiculous to be able to think like that. They're just breasts, and it's your insecurity as a male to keep us subjugated and in bras and in t-shirts. Okay, now ladies, now they walking out with their titties out, and now we see the results. Who's complaining about it? The ladies now. When did this become acceptable? You guys kicked this can down the road. You guys fought for this. You voted for it. You asked for it. Every single bit of it. But now you want to act like, oh, when it's open now. It's all in the open. These women ain't honest hoes, and they out here telling everybody. It's over. You asked for it to be out in the open. You asked for this. You can't complain now. Now the girls who, because what's happening is these women are getting undercut now. Just as much as men complain about men not getting access to women, you have to think about it. If you're a girl or a reformed hoe or a skeezer,